there, fellow travelers. Mark here, and we're back in the library getting ready for another fun year of travel. So I want to wish everyone a very, very happy new year. Happy 2026. May we all have fantastic travels, even better travels than we had in 2025. And so, like we said last week, we're going to be here for a New Year's Day talk. I saw that when we asked, hey, which would you prefer? Literally, like, only like 10% of people are like, hey, you know what? Let's do Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. That was not a good idea. Do you like that I'm having a blueberry smoothie to be healthy after, New Year's, and I just had this big old thing right there. Oh, lovely. Anyway, why can't they get that out with the AI? Those things don't come out. Anyway, want to talk about all kinds of great stuff. Go through your questions because I know now the holidays are over. Pretty much, it's almost time to start thinking about getting back in the groove of like work and stuff. But it's also time to start thinking about traveling again. And I saw this weekend we put out a bunch of videos. We put out, new travel rules for 2026. You're looking out for, expensive cities in Europe that are worth actually going to. Spoiler alert, this weekend, we're putting out the expensive cities in Europe that aren't worth going to, or at least not on your first visit, maybe put it back a little bit. So we have that coming, but a lot of really fun videos this weekend, and we're very, resonate with a lot of you. So I'm glad that they were quite fun to do. But, I realized that for a lot of people, it's getting like worrisome. Like, hey, if I'm going to travel 2026 with all these new rules, like, what if I'm going to the UK? What if I'm just like going to be in Europe? But which part of Europe do I need to get a visa yet for mainland Europe from the US? Or if I'm coming to the US, do I have to give them on my social media? There's a lot of things people are kind of worried about. So I want to kind of answer some of your questions about these things so you have a better idea of what to kind of expect when you're going to be going there. But also just your general travel questions, because I know it's that time where we're all laying in bed or recovering from our New Year's celebrations. We're just like, oh, let me think of a nice warm beach someplace, or let me think of, going and visiting some other places. So we're going to talk about a few things today. And, I think one of the things I want to kind of like every so often, I'm going to give kind of like a tip on, how to more live like a local. You hear people say, we like to live like a local when we travel. Yeah, there's some things you can do to actually kind of fit in better, but also have more of a kind of local flair when you're there. And I think one of the big things I think people, when it comes to like, blending in when you go abroad, is actually the food and all the stuff around food, from what you eat to where you eat to when you eat. Because one of the easiest ways to know that people are tourists is when you see them eating at the wrong times. It's like in the US, when you see, you're going to like smaller towns, you're going to like Savannah, or you're going to New Orleans, like people going out to eat like late, like, oh, we're going to go to dinner like 9 or 10. And like, that's not how they eat here. They eat earlier in the US. It's one of those things that kind of gives away, just like vice versa. If you're going to go to Portugal and you're like looking for a restaurant at 5 o'clock, nothing's going to be open for you except for a tourist place. So those things can kind of give it away. But also, looking and seeing where the locals are eating, because one of the best tips I give you, this is something that I actually ask people when we travel, is we actually don't just say, hey, what should I eat? Because think about it. If you're going to Chicago and you ask them, hey, what should I eat in Chicago? They're like, oh, well, you got to have deep dish pizza. Yes, that is a famous thing from Chicago, but that's not what the locals eat so much. They have it every so often, but they like their tavern style. They like their thin crust pizza they share with their friends at the bars kind of stuff. They like that. So it's better to ask, hey, what do you eat? What would you recommend to eat? Not what do you recommend for me to, but what are you eating? Because then you get to know what the locals, where they really go, because that's one of those things you're not really sure. And so, people kind of they're trying to be helpful, but they don't realize is they're giving you their idea of what they think a tour should have when they're not versus what they actually have. So something to kind of think about for there, but all kinds of good stuff. So many people on here. Jim and Harriet, good to see you on there. Happy New Year. Homie Breezy, good to see you. Oh, so many Happy New Year's. Heinz Traveling, good to see you. Brian, so many good people on here. Will we get Alaska videos? It's only the state you haven't been made one in a reference to. So the Alaska trip, that will happen. That is definitely something that's on the thing. Liam and I were talking about going there last August, and then he ended up going to a camp. So we just there's just only so many days in the summer. It kind of ran out, but we will get there. Don't you worry about that. Big Sky Adventures, good to see you. Kirschman from KC, hello, mother. Hope you're doing good. Frederick, Linda. Who else is on here? Oh, hey, Mark Finley. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, yeah. As Brian said, Stranger Things was on yesterday, so I wouldn't have been on. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, Cats and Gods. Cats are Gods. Good to see you on here, too. So lots of good stuff. Now, Another little tip I want to have for you is when you do go some places, I think to kind of blend in more, to live like the local, I think it's good to kind of prepare yourself before. And my buddy Mark Finley, he's really good at this. You have websites like Google Earth that will literally help you walk the streets, or you can look at Google Maps to get a relatively good idea of where you're going to be going. So when you're walking with purpose, and you're not the lost tourist, because that's one of the big ways. I'm filming a video soon about the easiest ways to notice a tourist, one of the biggest ones. It doesn't matter where you are. When they have this and they're using their phone to do everything and like to track all their stuff, obviously a dead giveaway. But sometimes, you want to make yourself safer and fit in better. Have a rough idea where you're going to go, like have an understanding of the map or have it walk through with Google Earth. And then you don't have to glance at your phone occasionally for directions. So that can make you feel more comfortable. And then you can enjoy the surroundings as opposed to going, I have to follow everything every little bit. Right. So we have that. So let's see other things on here. Vader, what are your New Year's travel resolutions? I want to continue making good videos to help people travel better. I think actually this year, so I do a lot of those don'ts for the destinations. I think this year I'm going to try to do more advice videos, like how not to mess up at TSA, and it's some of the cheesy stuff, like, oh, the airport secrets you don't know about, but in a fun way and like our usual way. There we go. I finally got it out. Sorry, that was disgusting. It was really bothering me. Yeah. Note to self: do not make a blueberry smoothie before you go live. Let's see. So keep making the good videos. Put more advice videos out. I think what I want to try to do actually for the first half of the year, because we always do videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Now I know a lot of you don't realize that because you never see our videos. It doesn't matter if you have notifications. YouTube does not base what they give people on your subscribers or who you subscribe to. They base on what you've been watching. And so if you're not watching a lot of European travel videos, we're not going to show up. So you have to go look for us. But I want to, so I'm trying to find new ways to reach out to people. So we're going to have a lot of the YouTube shorts. I know not a lot of people like a lot of our audience isn't big on the YouTube shorts, but what's cool now is how they have with YouTube shorts, it's separate. So like YouTube shorts go to one person and the horizontals go to other people. So we're going to have some of those, because honestly, I've been seeing so much more of the AI, like the AI is really taking over YouTube in a bad way, and Instagram and TikTok. And there's so many bad, like really, really bad travel advice that's coming out that I'm like, no, we got to get the word out to the people that don't want to watch me talk for 15-20 minutes, right? So we're gonna put up a lot more videos for that to help out. Actually, the plan is to have one out every single day for the year, and then when we get to tourist season, like really up it. Yeah, Jocelyn's up. If you hear the Prosecco just went off. But we're going to be doing putting a lot more content out to help people. And we're going to be doing a lot of the intro stuff. That's why I was saying, I was writing my stuff for how not to have hiccups at the TSA safety line, and what are the updates to the rules there. And so trying to put things in to kind of help people travel better. But also help people be better travelers. So we're gonna have more content on how to blend in more, to live like a local kind of stuff. We got all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah, ways it gives you away as a tourist. I mean, here's a list. Here's the first list of the stuff I'm filming. These are things I've already have the scripts for. How to live like a local. What gives you away as a tourist. Typical customs immigration questions. I've gotten there's a lot of people that have been very worried about customs immigrations questions. So we're going to talk about that. The ETA and ETIS systems explained. We're going to go more in depth with ETA. It's already in effect. So I'm going to be in England and I'm going to film there to give you an idea of what it's like. So if you're worried about it, it's super easy to do. One of the things I want to tell you with the ETA and ETIS systems, don't just go online and take the first thing that gives you an option to buy or sign up, because there's a lot of services that are charging people big fees. Like my buddy Mark, I think it was like $90 or something like that for them. Like, no, it was £16 for the ETA for the UK, that pre-clearance. And then when it charged my credit card, the actual amount was $31 with the fees and stuff. So just so you're aware of some of the things that are out there. Anyway, let's get to some of the questions. Yeah, Adam, that was very sad. Passed away. That was not good. So let's see. I do not know any jazz clubs off the top of my head in New York. I'm sorry about that. Ooh, Michelle, trips to Florida, Colorado, Aruba. Yeah, we're gonna be back in Aruba, and so that'd be cool. Thank you, Double A. I appreciate that. Most expensive country I've ever been to. I would say the one where we spent the most money was probably Switzerland on a per day basis. But the one where I was like, wow, this place is expensive, we're actually like felt it was more Norway. And we're going back to Norway this year with the kids. So I'm like, oh, better start saving now. Ronnie Dub, greetings from the treadmill. Brutal leg day. Good. Hey, back on it, starting up, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, Jocelyn, I had to massage her legs because her leg day was quite tough yesterday. So yeah, Ronnie Dub, keep up the good work, my friend. Hopefully I'll be fit and trim like you by the end of the year. See how that. Marie, good to see you. Ooh, Puglia or Palermo? Palermo in Sicily. Puglia. I would do Puglia over that.
Hi, Happy New Year.
There is Miss Jocelyn, or Mrs. Jocelyn, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yes. Kyle says, need an idea to travel 2026. Wow. 2026, the 100th anniversary of Route 66. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of events. We actually filmed our new travel rules for 2026 video on Route 50 or on Route 66. So we're going to have some like don'ts Route 66, the best eats of Route 66. So we're going to have some fun stuff coming for that. We actually have like for actual, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, darling.
So we have, 10 trips already set up. And that's just flying around, and there's more stuff. We have lots of stuff going on this year.
It's insane.
Yeah, upgrades. What are your travel plans for the year? So we got a few trips to Europe. We've got a couple Caribbeans. We've got these are already booked. We got a bunch of stuff in the U.S. Where else? Yeah, that's for now.
Sand and I are trying to do something in Latin America.
Yeah, so there's more stuff out there. Kat, good to see you.
Somebody was asking about a jazz club
in New York.
Someone else replied to it.
So Michelle, we spent New Year's at the Blue Note. It's a great show. The club was very big, but the very fabulous jazz. So there you go. So thank you. That's one of the great things about these lives. Y'all helping each other out is super nice. Travel Ninja, hey, happy New Year. My Brazilian visa came through last Monday. Awesome. Other than Rio, what other 2 cities would you recommend? Ouro Preto in Minas Gerais, state of Brazil. You're going to fly into Belo Horizonte, which has got some cool architecture, but then you're going to just get a driver to take you to Ouro Preto, which was the old capital during the colonial times. It is gorgeous. Highly recommended. And
bunch of small towns around there.
Yeah, there's tons of small towns. Yeah, nice. Congonhas, there's a bunch of small towns. Like a lot of great day trips from there too. And then honestly, you could go to, if you want to do ecotourism, you want to go to Bonito in Mato Grosso do Sul. It's like south. In the Brazilian map, it's like over here. It's like, southwest Brazil. And that's where you have you can, fish for piranha, swim with the jacaré, the alligators, all that kind of stuff. That would be 2 places I'd recommend.
Crocodiles, not gators.
They're a jacaré.
I know.
So you whatever you want to call it, jacaré. There's jacaré. When I see your cupboard in the background, do you have any unusual souvenirs from different countries? Yeah, we have quite a few. We have one. You want to go grab the one we always show people that people go, wait a minute, is if you go to Japan, you go to restaurants, a lot of times they have like wax versions of the food. And so we couldn't take a big one home, but lift it up. There you go. But this is the ramen noodles that are there. And what's cool is you'll literally see it where they'll make stuff. There's like shops that sell these, and they'll have like the Scooby-Doo sandwiches like this big going, or they'll have like a wok, which like throwing rice 10 feet in the air. It's super cool. It's like how to say it? It's like a tourist site in its own.
It's like a wax museum walking down the street. I loved it. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, Will, I'm going to Florence in the spring to study abroad. Any tips? You'll love it. I will say, when you're down by the Duomo, and you'll notice this, it gets really flooded on the weekends, and especially when you get towards the end of the semester, lots of tourists. That means lots of pickpockets that are there. So do be aware of that. And you'll figure it out when you're there. What's cool about Florence though is you just have once you're out of this, you go to the other side of the river, totally more calm. Mm-hmm. Local's actually really cool. I do recommend it if you have a chance to take some Italian classes, or you learn Italian. That will make a huge difference there, because so many tourists go there. They love it. They really appreciate when tourists speak. The market there, there's an indoor market you can go to. Basically, all the leather shops are right outside, but there's an indoor market you can go to. The porchetta sandwich, the pork sandwiches there are freaking amazing. Do not get the pork stomach or the stomach sandwich. That is disgusting. I made it for the video. I actually have eats and don'ts of Florence that will be coming out, but probably while you're there, if you're leaving soon. And yeah, there's some really fantastic food. But also what's cool is from Florence, you're going to have tons of options to go travel. Whether you take the train to like day trips to Bologna, or Pisa has EasyJet and Ryanair, like the cheap flights from Pisa. So you might just go out there and fly all over because that's a really popular place. So your entire time when you're there, you can pick like when you know your schedule, like you can go like every other weekend someplace. No big deal.
Well, we also have a bunch of videos on study abroad. So just go Walter's World Study Abroad. And because Mark not only studied abroad in 3 countries in high school and 4?
2 in high school, 2 in college, my master's abroad, I did my PhD abroad, and
Right.
I've taken students like 20 times
Almost,
abroad.
yeah, like almost every year that we've been since he's been teaching. So we have a lot of study abroad stuff.
Yeah. So Guinness Frog, thanks to tips on videos on Vienna. My wife and I had a great 7-day trip in Vienna in early December. Oh, with the Christmas markets. Yep. We're great. We saw many attractions. The Philharmonic was amazing. Yes. That's awesome.
Excellent. Glad we helped.
Mike, I agree. That's the thing is like, I'm trying to get down to some of these, hey, don'ts of TSA or like mistakes people make. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of phrase it because the don'ts, there's so many other don'ts things. It's like, okay, how can I get so people actually will watch it so that need help? I'm trying to think. That's why you all sharing your videos, if you know friends are going places, and be like, hey, just send it like, hey, this is a video from Walter's World that kind of helps out. Or if you're going to be like this one thing, if you're going to travel with people and you want them to be better travelers, or like you a little hiccup, you might want to like, hey, you should check this video out. Maybe they'll watch it. Maybe it'll help them be a little bit better traveler. Actually, I filmed, I just wrote it up. We filmed it. It's at the editors now. Basically, the conversations you need to have before you travel with friends. Also, I have the 5 travelers you don't want to travel with, from the drama queen to, I had a buddy of mine who felt an obligation that he wanted to pick a fight. Like anywhere we went, he'd be very antagonistic. Never travel with him again because I'm like, dude, I only get my butt kicked. So
that's not the way to be a good
yeah, it's not to be a good human. So Cats or Gods, when do you plan on to have your new Balkan videos out? So those are at there. So here's the thing. I've editors I send my stuff out to. Right now, they're working on Poland, Bahamas, and Albania. And then Sofia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro. I'm writing those up right now because how things work is like I have my script book. So here, I don't want to ruin the magic for you all, but literally I write my scripts in an old school book here. And I'll give you an example. So this is the mistakes for first time in Vegas, and I like clamp it up on here. So I write it up like this. I film it, and then what I'll do is I'll get all my B-roll, and then I type all this up, and like, hey, I want this text to be in there. And then I tell them which like clips I went in there, and then I send it to them. And it usually takes them about 3 to 4. Well, 3 now it takes them like 5 days. It used to be faster, like 3 to 5 days for them to like edit a video. And so the thing is, there's so many of them, it just takes time.
No,
and so,
but
they'll be coming. But don't worry, Cats or Guys, they're coming. So let's see. Will study abroad in Italy. Okay, so we gave you the Florence ones. Other things, study abroad. Will, thank you for the super chat. I would definitely tell you, plan your travels and book your tickets. Do not book with other people, because I've seen this when I've taken students, but also when I was students, like people like, oh yeah, let's go to Prague this weekend. And you'll book like everybody's ticket and then they won't go, or people will back out last minute. Then nobody goes anywhere, especially in Lisbon, because a lot of people just enjoy the nightlife. And so they would never go anywhere. So there's a place you want to go. I would book your tickets. Like, hey, y'all, I've got my ticket and I've got my hostel. If you want to join me, great. If not, I'll see you on Monday when I get back. Like that's the biggest thing I see is there. Also, when I see students study abroad, when they go for like a semester, they usually only stay with other Americans, or they go full native and like hang out with the locals. I recommend hanging out with the locals. It gets the best experience that way. So, Brian, have you thought about getting the Meta Ray-Ban glasses for travel content?
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. So a buddy of mine actually has them, and he travels around. He loves them. He's like, oh, it gives me little facts and stuff. But the thing is like, so if you don't know these, like this, Brig.
That's my cheese.
Go take your cheese. Brig, your cheese. Look, she's got cheese over there. Oh, see, now it goes. She took. Go get your cheese. Go get your cheese. See, he knows the word cheese. So, and I was talking about, because he was going to Morocco, and he's like, yeah, it's like I have it, but when you want to take pictures, you want to film anything, this thing lights up so people can see it, because people need to know if you're taking a picture of them, whatever. And so it's on there, and I saw it. I was like, huh? And I'm like, how's the quality? He's like, it's okay, but for me, it would be too not cumbersome, but weird. So I haven't really thought about doing it. Maybe one day, but
And the video is okay. It's
Yeah.
not as good as, our camera and stuff.
Yeah, you take it your 4K. I mean, they say it is, but it's how it is because it's on your face, and there's I don't know, not my jam. Jim and Harriet, thank you very much for the super chat. I have to go for a hernia surgery in a couple weeks. No, we want to travel somewhere close to chill from Richmond, Virginia. Any suggestions, recovery destinations? So from Richmond, I mean, you're looking at like Outer Banks, maybe. Like that's not too far.
That's not terribly far.
But and the thing
is near Norfolk.
Yeah, Virginia Beach, old school
Virginia
stuff.
Beach,
yeah, but like that, like because you don't want to go, you don't want to be driving too far on any bumpy roads. So that might be a sleepcation, Jim, or whoever has it, like a sleepcation of just staying at home and sleeping, or maybe getting the B&B in your hometown that you never stayed at just for a weekend to like have a relaxing weekend away. We have a friend of ours for her birthday. She rented a barn. A silo. And they made the silo to a one room. So she's like, all I want to do is sit there, eat snacks, and read. That's all I want.
She left her husband and kids.
She left her husband and kids. She's like, screw you off. My birthday, I do what I want.
Like, that's a brilliant, wonderful thing.
But that might, because I haven't had hernia surgery yet, knock on wood. But that would be what I'd recommend, Jim and Harriet. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Oh, we're doing the jump around thing. Oh, hey, Empty Plenty, 42-year-old traveling to Europe for the first time. I live in Oregon and love the outdoors. Okay, so outdoor stuff, what I recommend, Scandinavia or the Balkans. Okay, because what you have to understand, Scandinavia, it's huge space, very few people, lots of outdoor stuff. I would recommend like Norway. Fantastic. Go to the lakes, either in Finland or Scandinavia. You can hike. You can, like people take their campers up there and RV up there all the time and camp up there. That'd be really good. But also the Balkans, because there's so much outdoor stuff.
So I was thinking about Albania, and when we went to that restaurant / B&B, like whatever that thing was. And also Romania. Romania has so much hiking, big, beautiful mountains, and like skiing and mountain biking and like intense mountain biking.
Yeah, but like we saw people getting taken down.
They were out in sea collars. There was a lot going on there. But I mean, there's some really beautiful things. The Italian Alps, the Swiss Alps, the French Alps, like all of those sort of things. But there are a lot of lovely lakes too. So that's what I kind of recommend.
Yeah, it's good to see you on here. PA Brew News, old school. Thank you. Subscribe. We had like 52 subscribers. Like I remember chatting with you 2 houses ago, like 2012, 13. It's been a while. Good to see you. Hey, Evan. Hey, good to see you too. So many good people on here. Okay. All right, here's one. Headed to Paris on Monday. Having a hard time figuring another city to visit. Tried it with elderly mom, Nice, Bordeaux, and Gir, or head to Bilbao, Lisbon. Please help. Okay, so if you're going to be flying, obviously you'd fly. I would. Lisbon's got a lot of hills. Bilbao's pretty like relatively flex. It's right on the coast, so it's not goes up much. But Bordeaux, I would think, would be the best.
And also elderly mom. I think Bordeaux would be great.
Because it's flat.
Nice is fine. But I kind of feel like Nice can be a dump too. And
the walking distance between spots with the elderly mom, I wouldn't do because I'm thinking with my parents now, my dad especially, like he can't walk very far anymore. So it's like if I was going to take him from those 5 places, I would take him to Bordeaux because lots of cafes. They have the longest shopping street in Europe, like pedestrian shopping street. So you can walk, put him down, have like. Let her sit down.
Steak frite. Oh my gosh. And have some for me because
entrecote.
Entrecote. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. With just the steak and the fries and the sauce and have some. Thanks.
Reyes, hey, good to see you. New Year's Eve and Split Croatia last night was so great. Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Split's good. Did you rub the toe? You go Split, you got to rub the toe for good luck. All right, Robin, what are your favorite European train station from historical architecture standpoint? I love the stunning train station.
Milan.
Milan is cool, but for me, it is the São Bento station in Porto.
Yeah.
In Porto, Portugal, this is the old, it's not the new one. The new one's that ugly, like 50s, 60s, 70s monstrosities. This is the blue tiles, inside, outside, historic building. Awesome. Hands down, best one, Robin. Go there. Just for going there. Really, really nice.
It's pretty beautiful.
Oh, people said Leon or Strasbourg for going with your elderly mother. Yeah, those are both really good. I actually have, I think the Don'ts of Leon. Did I put up the Don'ts of Leon yet? The Don'ts of Leon. Oh yeah, the Don'ts of Leon came out like 2 weeks ago. Really great place. The Eats of Leon. I think I'm gonna put on Walter's World. I think we're gonna start putting food videos back on Walter's World for that instead of the Walter's World Eats channel because
Nobody watches Walter's World Eats.
yeah. So it like literally died.
It's not helping anybody if
So it's
nobody's
not helping
watching
nobody's
it.
watching. So you answer one and I'll.
Yep. Oh my breezy, what is the hardest country to get around in as an American due to language constraints? So like that was really hard. I learned the character for North so I could get around in they actually have really good public transportation stuff, like all the things. It's like all the entries and exits are marked by north, south, east, west, whatever. So I just memorized one and I could figure that out. But the one word that is universal that I've never had a problem with is going, hey, taxi, right? I couldn't call a taxi. We were out. I had the kids. I was out at the bird's nest and I couldn't get back. It was absolutely horrible. And I cried that day. I cried a couple days when I was trying to get around in Beijing. And part of that is because they have so many different languages happening. There is Mandarin, right? And you think that that's the main one, but other people come and they're speaking like I was told most of the taxi drivers only speak Szechuan. So that becomes something when I, as an American, am reading Pinyin, trying to figure something out. Man, it was just hard. So that was the hardest one for me. Do you have any thoughts on that? Oh, he's typing stuff up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out.
That's okay.
I'll go back so you can answer.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Happy New Year. It's easy to book accommodation within Europe because I want to dare to try 5 countries in 2 weeks. Yes, it's not hard at all. You can look up things. What I'd recommend, look on TripAdvisor or Bookings or whatever to find different hotels, but then find that hotel and book direct with them because if you have to cancel or change things, if you're booking direct with them, it's a lot easier to cancel stuff. And so it's a little bit easier that way. Like I do that all the time.
In case there's some kind of flub up. You don't have a third party thing. There are times when I use Booking simply because it's cheaper no matter, what I'm looking at. And so sometimes I go ahead and do it. I do that in places that I know really well so that if something goes wrong, like in Paris, we go to Paris a lot. And so if something went wrong, I know I can go somewhere else, and I'm okay with that. When it's like, small out of the way places where there aren't a lot of extra accommodations, that one I'm always going to book direct with. And so I think that's important. But, it's not hard. It's no different than booking your Holiday Inn here in the States, you know?
Johnny boy, hello. Great to see you all as well. Thank you for being a member for 34 months. Man, that's 3 years of being here with us.
Wow.
I really appreciate it, man. You do make a difference. And that's one thing. For the patrons and members, I cheers you because you have to understand is like your help does make a difference because since we don't get sponsorships like other channels do, you don't see us, hawking VPNs we don't believe in and weird cereals that no one's buying $10 cereals they travel with. Your support, whether it's the super chats, whether it is the, being a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon, does really make a difference. And I know people have been asking us, Mark, when you get merch again? We do have some merch with this old merch. We will be having new merch this year. That's going to be coming out, I think, in March or February. There's a new company. I've been talking to them. They will not be the disaster that our last one was. Like our last one was such a disaster. That's why I haven't done merch because it was such a disaster with them.
The shipping.
The shipping was so bad. Like I make sure they have facilities where they make the shirts in the U.S. They make the shirts in Europe. They make them in South America. So it's shipped directly from there. I know. Because I'm tired of people like getting a $900, not $900, but like stupid shipping fees because it's come from wherever.
Because for us, we're in the States, but we have people everywhere.
Yeah.
We have followers literally on all the continents, and that makes it very expensive for people, and we don't.
Yeah, I don't do that. So, I put a poll. If you look at the poll, it's like, should we move the food videos back to Walter's World, leave them on the food channel? Or you're like, I didn't know you had food videos because it's funny because like our Eats of Germany videos on the food, the Walter's World Eats, got 1 million views, and we have a few videos that did pretty well. But then the rest, I mean, I'm like, okay, I want to make sure people eat traditional food, because I think people ask, what should we eat? What should we eat? I'm like,
That's
well,
a huge part
it's a
of
huge
what
part.
we get every day.
And so it's like, wait, because that's why I try to make that channel. We try to make that channel just about food, so they can be really focused on that. But how the algorithm moves out there, they're just not seeing it. Yeah. So, and you won't see me shoveling the food in my face. It's me talking. It's like a Walter's World video, but you'll see us eating sometimes. You'll see her shoveling food in her face.
Y'all, like, I mean, if there is a picture of me chewing and talking, because I think I'm just talking to my husband, and I can be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Nope.
Yeah, she does. I'm like, no, I got to see, like, ah. So, all right. So there's that. Yes, Iceland. Linda makes a good point. Be sure to pack an eye mask. I'll be packing one for Iceland in August. Yeah. So those not sure, Iceland. I remember we took the kids there when they were, I mean, it was years ago. And Liam refused to go to sleep because he'd be like, son. He'd point at because the sun it was like 3 a.m. I'm like, you got to go to sleep. He's like, it's still sunny. I'm like, no, dude, you have to sleep. So the eye mask is quite important.
Okay. Stephen.
When you go to a new country that speaks a language you don't know, what's the best words or phrases you always try to learn as basis to get you through? Oddly enough, that is a video I'm going to be coming out with, the ones to know that help you blend in the best. So the basic stuff you should always know.
Please and thank you.
Yes, please and thank you. But actually, even before that is good day. Because most places around the world, when you walk into a shop, you walk into a restaurant, you say, bonjour. It's the thing you have to have. Bom dia in Brazil. Hello, grüß Gott, greetings to God if you're in Austria. Guten Tag when you go into Germany. Like, those, that little thing right there, like, people will know you don't speak the language, but they know you tried. And that's where things really matter. So good day. Then yes, please, thank you. Yes, no. Toilet. Where.
Like, think about the things that you say all the time. I need, I want. Where.
You don't need biblioteca. You don't need library.
Yeah, right. I mean, cool if you see the library, because there's some amazing libraries out there in the world, but you don't really need that. But you need the toilet, you need the subway, you need the bus stop, taxi, as I said with China, that might be a good one to learn. But and then the basic nouns that you need are like, food, toilet, hotel.
I would know if you have any allergy. I would get the things printed out for the allergy you do have. But I would like, because if food's important, like, that's why it's good to do the research before you go. Like, oh, that's the food, so you know what it is, so you can just recognize the word. But sometimes you just know, like, pig. You're like, oink oink. Yeah, because it's funny, like, oink oink, cock-a-doodle. They're like, oh yeah, no, it's not chicken. It's something else. So
they'll know.
Big Sky ventured to the Helsinki to Tallinn Fair and had a great time. Yes, for anyone that's going to be a Helsinki or Tallinn, literally, it's like the ferry is very quick to go across, and you can enjoy either city as a day trip if you're staying in one place. So we'll be doing that later today. Martin asks, hey, is affordable and good quality food even possible in New York City? Yes, it actually is.
The
bodegas. But honestly, you're not staying in Midtown. You're not in Manhattan. Go to Brooklyn. Go to Queens. You go off the Manhattan Island, like, and even on Manhattan, you can find good food, and you get a relatively affordable price. So I think the thing that everything around the U.S. has gotten more expensive, that now New York doesn't seem quite as much more expensive as it used to.
Hi, Darian. I saw him on there replying to someone else.
Oh, cool. Hey, buddy. Ooh. Experienced international travel couple. We found out we're going to have a child. Congratulations.
Yay.
Any recommended first international travel spots for the new kid? Italy.
Oh.
Period.
Yeah, the babies are a hot commodity there, man.
And what's great is, like, you have free passes in Italy until they're like 14 to go to the front of the line. So you don't have to wait in that 2-hour long line at customs or whatever. No. Bambino, bimbo.
Even when Liam was like, what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
He was nearly as tall as me. They're like, oh, children, come on. And I'm like, all right. Like, it was kind of ridiculous. But how we talk about it all the time, how people, the mom and pop restaurants, and those are the ones we try to go to all the time. Anyway, Nona would come out, grandma would come out and take our baby, and then, in one arm, and take Caleb by the hand and take them back and feed them and teach them to cook and, like, whatever. It was incredible. Like, just an absolutely wonderful experience.
Cindy, thank you for becoming a member. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Cindy.
that.
That's
It's super
cool.
nice of you. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Nice day to do it today, too,
Yes,
being the first of the year.
year. We went for the food.
Yay.
Thank you for the super chat. I love the name of that channel. I'll let you have the food videos. There you go. Happy New Year. In 2025, we spent 21 days in Krakow, Budapest, Ljubljana. People,
Yep.
you're missing if you haven't gone to Ljubljana. It's awesome. Milan, Munich, and Reykjavik. This year, we'd like to revisit some of those areas, focus on 2 areas, home-based day trips and recommendations. Okay, so if you're going to use one of those as a days, well, Munich would be a base. Because from there, you've got Nuremberg, Regensburg, Bamberg. You can go to Innsbruck. You can go to Salzburg. That would be a good base one there. And then from the other two, well, Krakow, there's now the day trips from there. You got Auschwitz. You've got the salt mines. You've got you go to Zakopane, but that's a little bit too far.
I think I would do Budapest because you can get to Vienna, right?
Yeah, 2.5 hours to Vienna, hour and a half to Bratislava.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of small places if you make Budapest your base. So I would choose Munich and Budapest if it were me. Reykjavik, no, because like you just got to drive too far. That's
especially so cool. What's a good base for visiting Paris? Honestly, with the TGV, you can pretty much stay anywhere in the country and go in. But look at Rouen. Roun's really nice, and there's a fast train that goes in, and it's a fantastic place in Normandy. That could be a nice one there. Let's say, did you say Germany? Yes. Francis, Franny, good to see you. I didn't realize you traveled to the Balkans recently. Awesome, been here for almost 8 months. My favorite places are Split, Croatia, and Sofia, Bulgaria. What are your favorite places? For me, but I'll let you go first. I don't.
Okay, so Romania, period. I loved Romania. Like everything about it. Where were we? Brasov, right?
Bucharest,
Bucharest. Actually, I prefer Bucharest over Sofia. I was expecting something different when we got to Sofia, so it was sort of like a letdown. But I loved the rest of Bulgaria a whole lot. Like Sofia just didn't hit it for me.
Or the monasteries in Bulgaria.
Oh my gosh, the monasteries. Like some of them had me crying. It was just really incredible. Also Montenegro.
Montenegro's nice.
Yeah, we had the people were really cool, and just Romania. I loved Romania, and also Albania out in the countryside was really cool.
Yeah, the thing is, like Albania, it's coming up in people's things. Most people, because for the last 20 years, Albania has been the default. Like it's the Albanian mobsters because they can be used as bad guys. It's like Brits,
they all left.
Brits, Germans, Albania.
Really cool.
They were and American business people. The only people you could make bad guys in movies. So I think they got a bad rap for that. But honestly, we loved it. Like I've literally sent off for I love my time in Albania so much. I have multiple editors, but I have like my favorite editor. I sent him my Albania videos because I'm like, dude, this was awesome. I want these to be like better than anything we can do. Because that was like for me, Albania, I love that. I probably spent the most time in Croatia there. So I like that, but Slovenia. Ljubljana was just unbelievable. Like Slovenia just itself is just a fantastic thing. Really nice. Yeah, Skopje. People give Macedonia crap for Skopje because they had the Skopje 2007 project, which put like 200 huge statues. Basically made everything look old again, and people are like, "Oh, it's so fake." I'm like, "You're drooling over Dubai," but they made it like historically relatively.
But you know what? Like, I kind of love that because, listen, that's what the Renaissance was. You're talking to someone who studied architectural history, and the Renaissance was bringing back all the old things. So why is it wrong for Skopje to do it now? And the people, oh my gosh, our driver like greeted us with like
bottles of raki. He's like, hey!
He gave us all the things. I mean, and he took us to places he likes to eat. Like literally, like he's like, can we go like 20 minutes off the road? We're like, sure, why not? You know, and he's like taking us to these places where like his cousin's cousin is, or, you know, whatever. And we eat. And
I felt bad because like we were in Macedonia, like I'd filmed because we've been traveling for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks by then. So I'd filmed like a lot of my advice videos I'd already done. So I didn't have much left except for like the do's and don'ts of Macedonia, needs of Macedonia. And I'm like, I got to figure more stuff out. So I do for my Professor Walters channel. I teach marketing in his day job. And so I'm like, all right, I started making videos on marketing in Macedonia just so I had more stuff that would show off Macedonia.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
It was very
Taco Lover 1.
nice.
That's nice. Can we have a family trip to North Korea in 2026? We would love
No.
live streams, tour the country, and food reviews.
Hey, thanks for the idea, but
And
no.
but yeah.
And also from Super Chat.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like sometimes it's there's places you'd like to go and you're like, that would be kind of fun. They're like, no, I can't do that. But that would be one of those things that it would be nice one day to eventually get there. But I don't think the capacity to live stream from there, and you would definitely never see us again. Thank you. John, our 32-month member. Hey, hello, Mark and Jocelyn. Some friends are going to the Netherlands in the spring. What's a food or restaurant they should they try? Okay, so
I got one.
Okay.
The Avocado Show. If you like anything avocado, they've got it. It's actually a really fun, cool place. It's totally not traditional food, whatever, but it's a fun place to eat.
Yeah.
You have to get reservations too.
Yeah, and then John, so the thing is when you're going to the Netherlands, there's a lot of really great like Indonesian food.
I think his name is Jonah.
Oh, it says Jonah. Oh, Jonah. Okay, Jonah. Sorry, Jonah. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Tell us.
So I do have some videos on the eats of the Netherlands on Walters World Eats, and there's some I think on Walters World too. But I think there's like these little tiny pancakes they'll make with powdered sugar and butter. That's fantastic. You'll see that on the street. Fries with mayo or sauce, or actually the peanut sauce on there is good. But the thing you'll see is when you're there, they're probably gonna have herring, like literally they sell herring. And I got videos how to eat herring. There's 3 different ways. They cut it up. You like eat it like a cat in a cartoon. Well, yeah, but they take the bones out, so you don't have to do the whole thing. But it's pretty funny. But yeah, there's that. But for me, my favorite food there, Netherlands is great for snack food. Like you go to Fubo or Fabo, which is basically like a vending machine place for fried stuff. Snacks are fantastic in the Netherlands, and Indonesian food. Sit down, stamppot, like boiled vegetables and meat. Like traditional Dutch food isn't that super exciting, but their snacks are awesome, and
Their
Indonesian food are there.
good.
Yes, their pancakes are.
I
good.
love potato pancakes.
Well, they have normal pancakes too.
Yeah, but they have potato ones. I really like. That was in Leiden, I think, that we had those.
Oh, Casey, nice. I moved to the Netherlands. Stay with our Netherlands theme. I moved to the Netherlands later in the year, but I'm not settled in the city. Do you have any favorite outside of Randstad? Hold on, let me. I'll look at the app here. You answer. I'm going to come back to that, Casey. You pick another one.
Okay. Okay, Steph says, Happy New Year, going to London and Paris in April, first time. Any must-eat restaurants? Okay, so here's the thing. We don't really tell people restaurants because they change often. They change owners, they change chefs, whatever. But the one I will always tell people in Paris is La Vachette Cuisinière. I don't know that I'm saying that. It means the cow and the cook. And it's in Montmartre, and we eat there at least, well, it depends on how long we're there, but at least a couple of times when we're there, because they have these poached eggs with morel mushroom cream sauce, and they are to die for. So,
but even that one, I mean, things change over time.
Yeah, and I haven't been there since this summer, so whatever, it could be different.
So
their rabbit's not as good as it used to be. I know that.
So, Casey, I know you're looking for outside of Randstad, but Breda is on the other side of Rotterdam. Like that's a little bit far. Like I would not live in Rotterdam, that's for sure. If you want to be next to Randstad, I mean, I look at Leiden. Leiden's a nice town. You could stay in like that. You'd definitely be better off there than you would be in Breda on the other side, because that's kind of far if you're going like. It depends. If I'm looking at Randstad, like where I'm thinking, we're like, because you're near you, because Breda's down by the Belgian border, so. Like if I had to choose between Rotterdam and Antwerp, I'd probably go to Antwerp.
Maybe she's just saying not, or I'm sorry, not Randstad.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Hang on here.
Harriet, here wants to know, what are your go-to items for your face in your travel bag?
I always look so fresh. Lord have mercy.
I just use the bar of soap that comes with my hotel room.
I'm actually going to make a video specifically on this because I have a lot of skin issues on my face. And so I most of the stuff I put on my face, I can eat. Castor oil, olive oil. I put a lot of oil on my
And
face.
she came down yesterday with Liam. She's like, "Come here,
Come here. Let me just put this on you." Castor oil and olive oil are the two things that I always go everywhere with. I have the two moisturizers that I use that are normal, like everyday moisturizers, are from a company called Hadalabo, Hadalabo. I use their day cream that has like SPF 45 in it, but it's actually moisturizing. It's not thick. It's great. And I have not ever gotten a sunburn with it on. I also use their night cream. They're both really inexpensive. They're available on Amazon. I found them when we were in Japan. That's where that came from. And I freaking love them. Also, my shampoo and conditioner, my shampoo is a solid. It's like thick like butter, and I can take a lot more of it or make it go a lot longer than I do when it comes to like other shampoos. That's my big thing. Okay.
What she said.
Enough. Dog's got to go.
So, Cindy, I want to scare you again. Just kidding, Cindy. I was waiting to the screen when you called my name. Scared the life out of me. I'm sorry if I scared you. T-Matt has a good question. I'm traveling multi-country for the first time. Should I use my credit card rather than change money at each airport? Also, should I buy an international phone plan before leaving the U.S.? So I'm going to start with the phone plan first. Check to see, I don't know what phone plan, what company you're with. See what their international plan is, because some international roaming is already included. Others, it's not. You want to make sure it's covered for every country you're going to be in, because that can be an insane roaming charge, like stupid high, like they totally rip people off with it. So definitely have that. Now, you could get an eSIM, and a lot of, I don't sell them. I don't use them because my phone, I have it so people, it's my work phone, my home phone. I got to have it so people can contact me, with kids in college, and you got it, just in case stuff happens. But you can get an eSIM, which would work abroad as well. But like if you're like with AT&T, they have like a $15 a day. Your same phone number works abroad like 200 countries or whatever. So I would check at that. So that was the first thing. Next thing, when you're going to go traveling, that is one of those things of taking cash out, depending where you're going to go. If you're going to South America, if you just have US dollars, a lot of times you can just use that, like in some places, or in Central America for sure. You can do that. And that one is easy to just change when you need. But if you're going to like Europe or the US, honestly, you can go in Europe, and even though Germany's big on cash, Christmas markets are over. You can use your tap and go cards all over the place. That's really changed a lot. Like if you're going to Scandinavia, you can't even use cash. Like I've gone to Stockholm 3 times in a row now where I literally didn't get money out. Like that's why people are making fun of me. Like, you have the old crone in your videos. Like, because no one uses cash, man. I don't even do these stuff. I'm going to go take money out to get money. But I would have like just default US dollars or euros, so you can kind of do that. And that will help you out, because using the credit card is just going to be easier. And and changing money at the airport gives you usually is the worst rate. So your best way to exchange money, use your bank ATM card from back home. Let them know you're going to be traveling, and take money out from an ATM there, and make sure you have an idea of how much you want to take out, because they always get the fees when you're going there. And never ever take the conversion, because when you do conversions, they're going to give you the worst rate possible. So I hope that helps. Yes, as Yelzer said, don't forget to like this video and hit the thumbs up. Now, somebody asked about our podcast. And so today at 10:30, so hint, we're going to be on for another 41 minutes. Our first podcast comes out with my buddy Shebs Alom. He's a travel journalist from the UK, friend of mine. Because I've been on probably, 200 podcasts, maybe, like over the last 5, 6, 7 years. And so my buddy's like, "Hey, Mark, you want to do one together?" Because we, like Sheb and I, like we met when I was going to Liverpool like 3 or 4 years ago, and we just hit it off. Like when you meet somebody, like, dude, we're like, yo, we connected. He was like a good buddy. And so he wrote me in December. It's like, "Hey, would you like to do a podcast? I think you've been in all these other ones. We could do something." And so like, all right. So we filmed and recorded our first one a couple weeks ago. And so it's coming out, like last week, actually. And it's coming out. We're going to do a monthly podcast. And people wanted us to do like more in-depth talks on topics versus just a video. And so that's what we're going to do. And so like, we're going to have our patrons giving us and members giving us ideas for topics to talk about. We're going to dive more deeper into things. But we have the first one today. And this is more, you can tell it's our first one because we're just kind of like figuring out each other's like nuances for talking on this stuff, because he's in the UK, I'm in the US. And so the first one comes out at 10:30 today. And then there'll be another one at the end of January. We'll have that one coming out. And that's, we're going to be talking about like being better travelers kind of stuff, like some of the like, ugly traveler kind of things. We're going to go more in depth on things you can do. And the idea is, instead of having it where people are like talking about themselves all the time, which is sad, because our first video just us talking about Walter's world and him and all our stuff, is going to be like, let's dive deep into this subject. So hey, I want to learn about this country. I want to learn about this thing I need to know. We're going to dive into that. It's going to be like, 25, 35-minute long, like really focus into it, going in depth on the stuff, like living abroad. What's it really take to do that? Studying abroad, if you want to share it, because the idea is to have these podcasts, and there'll be the video form here on YouTube. They'll also be on Spotify in the audio form, so you can do that. So you can just listen. You don't have to watch it. You can just listen in the background to kind of help out. But that will go live at 10:30, a.m. Chicago time. So in 39 minutes. So we'll finish off here and go over that. So yes, Michelle, 9th Avenue, better prices for New York. Yes. I think I have it in a video too. Ooh, in Estonia, Tallinn's beautiful, Eslanda. There's snow on the ground. There's a snowstorm coming out. Will you stay safe, okay? Yes, spooky Soul Beach. I don't get the hype around Dubai myself. I don't either. It's just, there's a lot of I mean, I'm sure it'd be cool to see, but I'd rather go to like Oman or something where it's a little more historically accurate and more historical stuff. Like they've built it up. It's like keep with tradition kind of stuff. But it could be cool to see. I know everyone's got their things. I haven't gone there, and there's a reason why, but I'll get there eventually. Franny had too much rakia last night. It happens. Don't worry. Have I been to Belarus recently? Same as you, early 2000s. I went with a friend of mine to Belarus, and the funny part is we got there, and my friend and I, amazingly enough, these two beautiful women, met us like, oh, hey, are you looking around Minsk? We can show you around. And they became our tour guides. Even though we're like, hey, we're good. You guys have a great time. We'll see you later. They would show up the next day when we'd walk out of the hotel. They were there. And we're like, He's like, I'm sure that's not Lukashenko's people, because they all were like telling us, well, Lukashenko's the greatest. And it was like propaganda people. And we're like, okay. It was very, very odd. But best pizza in the world, Italy. My mom says, loved Estonia. So we have that. EJ Bear, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too from South Dakota. We had a good time there. Thank you for all the great videos. They give me the fun of traveling all over the world to a place I'm not able to visit in person. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
And that's what I like to do with these things, because, we could do the travel entertainment thing where, look at us do stuff, but I like doing the education thing, because you can see, I can show you the things you can see and do, but then talk about the culture side of it. So you kind of like learn and get ideas and have a good time when you're there.
Right below that one, Spooky Soul Bleach. Can we have some food videos for vegetarians, especially Italy? I was in Padua, Venice, and was so hungry because everything was seafood or tourist trap stuff. It is tough for vegetarians. Like in Portugal, holy cow, I got a salad. It was 2 pieces of lettuce and a piece of tomato on top. My
sister-in-law, she ordered a tomato salad. It was just like tomatoes. And she started crying. She's like, I just wanted some. Actually, the thing is, in Italy, if you look, it sounds weird, but like Italians do vegetarian very well at home. Like they make their salads, because when they go out to eat, it's a spectacle. Vegan. Yeah, we have friends that are vegan and they have no problem. Like we eat with them all the time. It's like amazing, but it is.
Pizzas are vegetarian. I mean,
but not vegan.
Well, no, but cheese. You can get them without cheese. They have,
sure.
What's the pizzana? And it's like a pizza, but
Pizzetta?
That, and it has. So there are some things, and yes, we should try to do some vegetarian things. It's kind of tough.
So in the food videos that I've been making that no one was seeing, if there is like vegetarian kind of stuff, I do try to mention that now. Try to be more helpful, or it's more like, hey, like it's going to be tough for you. Like it's more helpful in terms of like, hey, how easy is it going to be for them to find stuff versus not. So I do try to make sure I'm looking.
Also,
to try to add that.
It wouldn't hurt. Like we always tell people to get their food allergies written up and laminated and take that with you in for food allergies in other countries. But it wouldn't hurt to have something that said I'm a vegetarian. I mean, that's a pretty easy thing to do.
And the thing is, like a lot of like there's kind of like UK, Germany, very easy for vegetarians. They always have stuff there. As son, yes, I used to work I worked in Lithuania for 3.5 years, and I used to go work in Tallinn and all over Estonia for quite some time.
He's asking your mama if she's been there, and yes, she has been.
Yes, my mom's been there. Sorry. I want to visit the Dracula theme park in Romania when it's finished. You plan to go? Yes, we will. We will go when it opens. Jocelyn loved. I mean, so here's the thing. I went to Romania in the early 2000s, and literally everywhere we went, everyone tried to rip us off. But it was so beautiful. I'm like, look, once they get past this part, it's gonna be a great place to visit. And we went back again this year, and I'm like, yep, it's a great place to visit because no one was trying to rip us off. It was like so nice.
Right below that one. So when is the best time to book a flight to Ireland, and should I use Aer Lingus? Aer Lingus is usually the most inexpensive to go to Ireland, and so you can get cheap ones. I'm going to tell you this: I have never been on an Aer Lingus flight that wasn't full of children, like just tons of kids. So it's loud and it's like whatever. They're pretty well behaved, but they're kids are noisier than adults generally speaking. When you should book it is a whole nother ball game. So you can book 11 months out. That's not necessarily your cheapest.
No,
what I like to do is we buy a ticket, and then you can set a flight alert. So if it goes down in price, you can get rid of that ticket and get e-credits on some airlines, and then buy the cheaper one or something. So that's kind of a way to find cheaper flights.
It won't work on budget airlines.
No,
that only works for like you have
Delta.
to make sure they have
those kinds of things.
That's one of the good things from COVID. They let like now you don't just lose your thing; you can just cancel and get your e-credit, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, my husband and I wanted. Hello, Adrian. My husband and I want to do a Crusades-inspired trip through southern France and see Toulouse, Carcanet, Marseille. Do you recommend taking a train to see each of this? Should we drive? So, Marseille is hell to drive in. Outside of Marseille, I would take your car because you can go around to the stuff a lot easier that way. And it's set up, especially if you're going to go, if you don't, as long as it's not like July, August, you're going to be fine when you do that. But you can do trains to all that, which is totally fine. So it's not a problem. You do public transportation. It might be you do a mix of it so you can drive to some of the castles and stuff and some of the fortresses. So that can be cool. Let's see. Jonah. Sorry. Now I see it.
Do you see it?
Yeah, they're from Indiana, so they'll appreciate our Midwestern values when they're watching. So that. Let's see. Oh, nice. Alex, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey, go to Santiago 4 days. Must do's. Okay, so
damn, his name's John. Son of a biscuit.
So we have a Don'ts of Santiago video I recommend you watching. For me, there's a couple parks you can go to. There's a park in the city center you can go to, and you like walk up and there's some like towers from the top. I actually filmed from the top of some of those towers, which is really nice. But if you take the funicular up the big hill, that's kind of a cool thing to do when you go up there. And when you're at the bottom of the funicular, there's a bunch of really great restaurants right there you can go to. I can't think of the neighborhood right now, but it's in our video that goes through that. But the Fine Art Museum is wonderful, well worth checking out when you're there. That's something I would do. And if you've got 4 days, I would do a day trip into the wine country. Like go to Valparaiso. Do a day trip to Valparaiso. Stay up on the hill with all the artist stuff everywhere. That's a really cool city.
Really great architecture. That's what I would do. Serious mid-century stuff that is incredible.
Mari, I'll just think. Many people watch travel videos to see places they cannot afford. Maybe some videos for people who don't have powerful passports or enough money for Europe is a good idea. Oh yeah, no. So we have done for Central and South America, we've done a ton of stuff there. Oddly enough, like Brazilians love our videos. We have a lot of Brazilian viewers that watch our stuff to help out. I don't know where you're from. Sorry. So that could be something, but that is one of those things, and that's why when we do like our Brazil or we're doing like Ecuador or whatever, we try to do like other towns within those cities. So people that maybe they can only go to Ecuador, they can't go to Brazil, they can't go to the US or Europe. They have those. So I try to put some of those, but I'll try to make some more stuff because I just wrote up the script for a video, like, cause I got I've got a bunch of like cheap place to go in Europe kind of stuff, but I'm also looking at, and we have the ones like expensive that are worth going to, but I have one expensive, but not worth going to. But also I'm doing some ones like the comparison videos, like instead of this, go here to get people stuff. So we can do that for some other places. But also here's what I'm working on. It's not done yet, but I'm working on, there's people always say, don't go to this expensive place, go to this cheap place instead. But the thing is, I think a lot of them are just giving people cheap places, not good places, but just a cheap place to go. And I'm like, but if you go to a cheap place and you're spending 75% of the money, it sucks. is it really worth it because it's cheaper? So I'm trying to put together like, hey, here are the cheap cities actually worth it versus the ones that people oversell and sometimes might be worth to kind of pay the money for. So I will do my best for that. That's Slander, yeah. The question is, why are Americans looking for Wi-Fi in Europe when there's G4, G5 networks and data connections mega fast? I have that same thing. I think it's because they don't want to use up their data. Because like in the US, you either have like unlimited data plans or you have a limit. And so you're like, I don't want to use my data when I'm out of the country, or they might have to pay for it. So they don't want to like spend the money for it. That's the only thing I can think of. Also like out of force of habit. Like that's the same thing when I go to restaurants, you'd be like, what's the Wi-Fi? I'm like, dude, you have your phone right there. It's already connected. I guarantee your 5G is faster than their like dial-up internet at this restaurant.
Oh, there you go, Lake Garda.
Where?
Keon Lafford Magic. I'll be going to Lake Garda in September.
Oh, nice.
How possible is it to do day trips to Milan, Verona, Turin, etc.? Any tips for the Italian train services?
Yeah, so we have a don'ts of Italian trains. You should watch that. That video will be very helpful for you. But yeah, from Garda Lake, Verona, the train goes right there. You're fine. And Milan, you're going right there. Turin will take longer because you're going to go down. You have to go through Milan and over to Turin. Turin was nice. I have a don'ts of Turin video I'm actually editing right now too. That's in my writing up stuff.
Yeah. So. And also, like Garda, you have to go to
Gardaland.
Gardaland. It's
amusement park.
A really great amusement park, and we go there kind of right. I mean, we've been there 2 or 3 times, I guess. We really enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, cool. Chris Bates has a question. Captain, to my mom, did you travel as a family when Mark was young? Yeah, we went from Illinois to Toledo, Ohio. And then when it got fancy, we go over to yes, we went to Hilton Head once and went to Florida once. But no, we went to Ohio to see my grandpa, and then our friends. We go to Cedar Point, Chris.
That one underneath, Elder Plains Walker. How do you identify mom and pop restaurants versus tourist traps when traveling abroad? One, we ask people where they would eat, not what should we eat or where should we eat, but where would you eat? Because that's a different thing. So mom and pop places, my biggest thing is like, use your senses, use your nose, like smell for good foods and listen for local voices. So when in Italy, for instance, when you walk by a place and you're looking at the menu, if you look inside and you can tell everybody in there is Italian and you hear only Italian, chances are it's going to be really good. Mom and pop places and a lot of places will have a menu in whatever the local language is, and then one in Italian. If they've got it in Italian, English, French, Russian, when they've got 15 different languages, chances are that's just crappy food. Yeah. And tourist places aren't always bad, but generally speaking, you're paying more for poorer quality food. And when you go to those mom and pop places, not only are you getting a better quality product, you're also supporting local people and a local business, not one that's owned by some conglomerate or something. I
think one thing people don't realize, when you go to a mom and pop place, it usually doesn't look sparkling clean. Like that's one of those things. It's not, there's not the corporate overlord saying we must clean the toilet 900 times a day. So it is a little bit rough and tumble. It does have a little of the elbow grease on there. So you do notice that kind of thing. But also you'll notice, like if you see the kitchen, you'll see the family's cooking back there. And so there's some things there. But yeah. Chris Bates, our friend. We loved our Christmas trip. The food in Bratislava was a winner. Yeah. Epic trip again. Thanks for New Year. Happy New Year's to Mark and Charles. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad you guys had a good time. Love seeing your pictures too, man. Look like you guys had a fun time.
Thank you for the super chat. And I'm so glad y'all enjoyed Bratislava. I kind of knew you would.
Yeah. We had a good time. We always have a good time there.
Yep.
Skittles Man 555. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Happy New Year's, Mark. Happy New Year's. Haha. No Happy New Year's to you, Jocelyn. I love you, but hate you because I have ATC CID entire country 3 times. I need a break from them. I'm addicted. So yeah, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat. I'm glad I can help you with your addiction. But yeah, no, that's one of those things. Is sometimes when I travel around, you kind of get stuck going to the same place again and again because you love it so much. So like, there's times I will literally like, no, we have to do something different. We're going to do something different, like just to kind of push ourselves out. And especially like after COVID, because a lot of our friends, they're not in the US. We didn't see them. So like, I want to go see my friends. Like 22, 23 was all about, we're just going to go see friends.
Well, we're kind of doing that this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got 24, 25 of all, 25 for sure. Was a lot of new countries, a lot of new stuff coming. But 26, yeah, 26, like, well, like, yeah, I'm going to see. Yeah, true.
We have a bunch of friends all hitting milestone birthdays this year too. So there's going to be some good times happening,
Yep.
right?
Gabriel, good to see you. Hey, from Jacksonville, Florida. Nice. Biggest cocktails. Know where the biggest cocktails party is? I'm going to Italy this
Not
July.
anymore.
Oh, that's true. It's not there. Aren't they redoing the stadium or something?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Italy this July for first ever international trip.
Wowzer.
Cool. That's a great way to go. We're going to Rome for several days, but want to visit a less crowded city for the rest of the trip. Any ideas? Lucca, Italy. Lucca, Lucca is great. Ravenna, Italy is a Byzantine city that has beaches. Rimini is a huge tourist destination. Ravenna is near it, but doesn't get anywhere near the number of tourists. And you could also stop by San Marino when you're there. There's that. Yep. Bologna is nice.
We love Bologna.
And it's on the train line, so all the trains go through there, so it's easy to get through. So that can be helpful there. So yeah, I mean, you'll have a great time. That is an awesome, awesome first trip.
Okay, Mr. Kinnear, Happy New Year, Jocelyn and Mark. Alex and I are going back to Japan this year. Have you guys ever tried renting a car there? No. But I can tell you this: I wouldn't be uncomfortable driving in Japan. Just generally speaking, yeah. They're so polite in all things, and part of that is the traffic. I mean, driving in Tokyo is going to be a madhouse just because there's so much traffic.
And remember, they drive like in England. The wheel is on the right side.
Yeah.
So, American English Brent, good to see you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks to the stream. Roll Tide.
I mean, what's wrong with you?
He said sorry with a little elephant there. Going to China, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Dubai in 2026. That'll be cool. Fantastic. Dude, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, man, I had so many dudes. We had good times that were from there when I did my master's. Uzbek dudes, like I still remember we're sitting in the back of the classroom and they got like a thermos like this. They screw off the top. I thought it was like coffee or something. I don't drink coffee. I'm like, I'll be nice. Like, you want some? Like, sure. Took a swig. It was vodka. I mean, it was literally like we're in the back of the classroom, like, and they just start laughing, like lightweight. I'm like, I didn't know you were drinking vodka in the back of the class. So, yeah, I need to make some stories of some of the interesting classes I've had over the years. That'd be pretty fun. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, and happy travels this year. Oh yeah, my mom was talking about Romania, the tripe soup. Yeah,
I don't like tripe. Period.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hang on, go up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. That one. Jayla Sala. Happy New Year from Boogie Down Bronx. Question for you: when's the best time of year to visit Japan? In the spring, when they're having the cherry blossom festivals. It's just outrageously beautiful, and I think that would be a good time. We went for Thanksgiving, like we literally had sushi for Thanksgiving dinner. And that was a very cool time to be there because there weren't a lot of tourists. And so, you know, we always say off seasons are good. The shoulder seasons are really good, but man, I couldn't help but want to go during the cherry blossom festivals.
So our teacher 71, speaking of amusement parks, have you ever been to the OG Legoland? No, I have not been there. However, I will say if you go to amusement parks in Europe in general, they are much more family friendly in terms of the whole family can enjoy the rides, the shows kind of stuff. Whereas, you know, if you go to like Six Flags and you have little kids or, you know, they can't ride anything, you know, because they're not tall enough. Whereas like in Europe, it's more restrictive for a fat guy like me than it is for like a kid. And that's one thing I really like.
Don't call yourself fat.
Husky Traveler.
It's okay.
I now have my script for advice for Husky Travelers, so I'm going to be filming that one. Anyway, so but I find like Isla Magica in Sevilla, Hansa Park in Germany, Gardaland in Italy, like these ones definitely way more family friendly, and they're not. I mean, they get busy, but it's not like the Disney World insanity that's out there. Kelly, how do you both? Jocelyn, she said both. See, she was thinking of you. Jocelyn, I love your female travel videos. Thank you. Are there any places that you wouldn't travel to alone? Happy New Year, everyone.
As of yet, no. That said, I don't travel alone very much. I usually like one of my girlfriends will go with me simply because I don't want to spend 10 days alone. Unless I'm going like to Italy or France or wherever and going to go see friends that live there. I don't like to be on my own all the time, so I usually go with friends. Yep.
Draconian, shout out to the Batum online during COVID. Yes. So I teach business administration marketing courses. And so it was online. And so during COVID, I had all my videos filmed for class and stuff, but I filmed it around the world. So we had those, but I do a bunch of lives too. So Draconian Methods, good to see you. Hope life's treating you well.
You did one whole class that's right. One whole day.
Yeah, and I did. Yes, it was a 16-hour straight live feed. I mean, I cut out a lot of stuff, but like it was 16 hours straight of marketing education. And we raised a few $1,000s for the Emergency Dean Fund at the University of Illinois, which actually now I actually have my students come up with viral video ideas. They put them on Professor Walters, and all the revenue they make from it helps raise money. So they raised a few $1,000s the last couple of years to help out. It's like students that are in need, like your boyfriend broke down your door, and you needed a door, or grandma died, and you don't have money to get home. Like they help out like that. It's a really good program. Estlander, Mark, when you plan to come to Estonia, I'd like to take you a place where tourists don't go. I don't know when we're back. We're going to be in Finland again, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to get over to Estonia or not. But if it would be, it'd be into this year because it's 2026 now.
One below it.
The expedition. I love that. The Expeditions of Chris. That's awesome.
That's a good name.
That sounds like a young like a Nickelodeon show. No, yes, because it's cooler than Disney. It's definitely a Nickelodeon show that kids will watch. The Expeditions of Chris, and it's him going around. Like there you go. You have a TV show right there. Sorry, great channel.
I'm in Perth, Western Australia. Do you think you might make a video on Perth and Western in general?
Yes, if I get back to Australia, I would definitely do. I would go all over. So for those who know, I was actually an exchange student in. Well, no, it wasn't Perth. Wag. No, it was in Wagga. Temora, New South Wales, which is like an hour and a half from Wagga, or Wagga Wagga if you look on a map. So I had a great time there. So that I would definitely get back. Because for that kind of trip, that's one I'm like, we're not going for a month. We're going for like 2 months. We're going all over the place. You know, like I want to, because it's such a long trip.
This one.
Oh.
Sarah Phillips.
Sarah, hey.
Hey, Happy New Year. Have you visited a place? Here's water, baby. That your kids were met on, but took them back and they enjoyed it? Or did you cut your losses and not revisit? P.S. Y'all are the cutest. Well, thank you for that. I don't know. Has there been anywhere that our kids were really met about? Generally speaking, our kids take it for what it's worth. If they don't love it, sorry, knocked my phone down. I can't think of anything that our kids haven't really enjoyed, or I don't know. Is there anything in your head that I can't think of anything? Our kids are pretty cool about that. Caleb's not traveling with us much anymore, but I mean, he's in college and things are different, and
he's a big boy now, so he does his own thing.
Things to do without us. It's weird. That's mine.
I know.
Oh, I've been putting this little squidge. Hang on, don't fill it. Don't fill it up. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been putting. So y'all know how much we enjoy Italy and our friends there and stuff, and San Pellegrino is a thing, but they make these little things called chow, and they're like flavored bubble water. I've been putting them in here because then it have juice, and so it's.
But if you're, like as Liam will tell you, if you like normal San Pellegrino, you might not like chow because it's definitely different.
More bubble water than it is like soda-ish.
Yep. All right. Oh, I will say there are places, Sarah, there are places that our kids later on like said, I really like that. I want to go back. I'm like, what? Like Caleb loved Jamaica. And he's like, I can go back there. I'm like, oh, okay. So we've gone places again because the kids were like, actually, I like that. Like, oh, okay. Well, let's do that again. So that has come on before. Sue, thank you very much for the super chat. I always recommend to your channel to fellow travelers. Happy New Year and thanks for the tips. Aw, thank you.
Thanks for the super chat.
That is really nice of you.
And telling people, like, that means a lot to me because it means somebody thinks what we do is worthwhile enough to give to people they care about.
Exactly. Because that's like, I want you to have a good trip. Here's something I trust. And that's why we make these videos, because we want to help people out and we know we're helping people and that we have your trust to share with your friends, Sue. I mean, can you see the goosebumps?
Here's the goosebumps.
I've got the goosebumps. So thank you for that. That is super nice of you. Okay. Tantum 223C. States I've been in the U.S. other than Illinois is Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, and that's it. Well, there's more you can go for.
But you know what? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good start on things, right?
If you're okay, so if you're in Illinois, once you could do, if you just get like just south of, go to Oxford, Mississippi. If you want to get into Mississippi and just in the north, so it's only like an hour or two south of Memphis. If you're going down there, that's an easy one you can get to.
Also, Minnesota. I spent my summers north of Duluth, but Minnesota is a great place. Like, especially if you like outdoor stuff, there's a lot to do there.
It's really, really nice. So, Psycho Lover 42. I have not been to Utah. I cannot say. My mom has been lots of times. She might have some tips on you.
I've been to Utah as a kid. We just camped there a lot when I was young. But oh wait, put that one up for the
Cindy, my buddy Cindy here.
Her.
Cindy's the theme of the day. I drove to Japan because I was stationed here. Thank you for your service.
Cool, thank you.
I only dinged the fenders of my car a couple of times. Good job.
All right, so that was who asked that question?
I can't remember. That was a while back.
Maybe I don't know.
I can't. This thing doesn't let me search. Oh, all these Bama people, baby. Roll tears. I like that. Well, that's Eric making fun of roll tears. Oh yeah, loving living. Yeah, that's horrible. There was a fire last night in a Swiss bar in the mountains, and like 40 people were killed and 100
my God.
100 in the hospital. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
It was not good.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's some other ones. Fantasyland and Europa Park in Germany as well. Yeah, some other good.
Ooh, what's the one we really loved in Spain?
Isla Magica.
Isla Magica. That was
Isla Magica is in Sevilla where it gets hot as heck. But what's cool is they have all these water features all over, so you can just walk into the water feature and like cool off. And literally, it was so dry and hot, you would dry off in like 5 minutes. It was crazy. We had such a good time there. T-Bones, 10 years in Denmark and never been to Legoland. We should go this summer. We're gonna be in Denmark.
Well, okay, we can go to.
We can have Legoland.
Liam will love that. Liam, that kid, from the time he had like fine motor skills like nobody's business. That kid started on Legos when he was in diapers or not. I remember when he was 2, and I was, I had gotten him out of the bath, and like I went back a few minutes later, and he was playing in his room, right? And he was butt naked building things with his Legos. It was the funniest thing. It was like 5 minutes, and he was in there all about it.
Yeah. So Yusuf Noor, thank you for writing us. Good to see you. Is late March a good time to visit Buenos Aires? Yeah, pretty much, because Buenos Aires, it never gets. I mean, that's going to be early fall, mid fall. You're going to be fine. You'll be able to do all the tourist stuff. It's not like the thing you have to be worried about is like that. The December rainy season where like Buenos Aires floods sometimes, but you'll be okay then. It's not gonna be hot. You'll be fine. You'll have a good time when you're there. Aslight is really trying to get to go to Estonia because of cultural heritage.
We've been there.
I've been there. I drove
there.
all over Estonia, and I will tell you, and this is before European Union days. Like Estonia has always been super nice, and like it's like people put like Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania together because they're the Baltics. But Estonia is very different than Latvia and Lithuania. So
this one, Phantom of Darkness.
Oh, buddy, good to see you.
I haven't seen you in a hot
Any place
minute.
in the U.S. that people said was not worth traveling to, and you went there and it had a blast. I was going to say in the world, but figured I'd ask about the States. People.
Idaho. People are like, meh, potatoes. We had the best damn time in Idaho.
Idaho's great.
Great
people
time.
crap on like Kansas City. Kansas City's awesome.
It's very cool.
Like there's so many good museums there. But though I will say, the thing I didn't like about Kansas City the most is I spent the most money on Ubers there ever because the city is like this long and like a valley, and so you just go. It takes forever to get anywhere. Like that's the thing.
Sucks.
Oh, and they have a new airport now, so thank God because they had the worst airport ever. Yeah, we've gone there. Very nice time. Oh, the expedition of Chris. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the
super chat, my friend. I know that the sticker doesn't show up on here when this thing we use, sadly. I think I have to get the super duper premium edition thing, and I'm like, that's a lot of money. Any plans to return to El Salvador? Yes,
I loved El Salvador, except that I drank the water and I vomited
by accident. We didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, it was totally by accident. The guy that who's like our
security guard,
the security guard, filled up my water bottle because we were leaving very early for a tour in the morning, and of course he just didn't know that we Americans couldn't drink their water, and I drank this entire thing.
I had like this much. She had that much. The boys are like, nah, bro, we don't drink water. We only drink like juice boxes
or whatever. Yeah. So I vomited tar that smelled like sulfur. I can't tell you what it was. It was horrendous.
It was
minus that.
Yeah.
El Salvador was amazing.
Yeah. So here's a travel trip for you guys. Next time you're in Ireland, you should come to Kerr County, Tipperary. I know I'm butchering the names. I'm sorry. Just like I'm like Kean, Lafford, Magic. I don't want to mess it up. Magic Town, one of the best preserved castles in the country. So actually, I'm
just
going to be going.
I'm
going to be going.
I've never heard of.
Yeah, I'm going to be going back to Ireland because I'm looking for quick trips because like my parents are older, so I got to have something. I just can't take my dad on a 12-hour flight, so I'm trying to figure out like quick, short like a New York or Boston over because I can get him to there. He can do so. So
but I
these
love
are things that
preserved castles. That's right up my alley.
Michael, travel the world, any tips and things to know for Israel? We were there. We loved it. We have a few more videos to come out with that. I'm going to put those out. I mean, we filmed those before October 7th, 2023, but I'm going to put those out. We have don'ts, loves and hates, mistakes, all kinds of stuff that'll be coming out.
And we were all over that area. I mean, Israel's a very small country. So we were throughout Israel, Palestine, went to Jordan. We got to see so much. And I think that it's really important to get a good guide. Our guide was fantastic. And I don't know, the thing for me was going to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. So I'm Greek Orthodox, and that was, I mean, it was my birthday, y'all. I sobbed. I mean, just everything about it was just the most incredible thing for me personally. And yeah, I'd love to go back and do that. But listen, the food throughout that region is my jam. For those of you who are talking about vegetarians or vegans or whatever, the food, oh my gosh, so much flavor. And you don't have to eat a bit of meat. And that was really great. Yeah.
Thank you, RJ Flores, 438. Thank you for the super chat. I'm off to Toulouse and Carcassonne in a couple of weeks. Nice, flying from the UK. Have you ever been? What do you think? Okay, Toulouse. Carcassonne. For those who know, it's got this huge castle fortress up on the hill, freaking gorgeous. Like you're gonna take a lot of pictures. I would say get on the Stairmaster before you go, just to get used to going up.
Do a few leg days.
Yeah, it's not huge. It's not huge, but it's nice. Toulouse is bigger. Toulouse, go to the Space Museum there. That is one thing I'd recommend you do because there's other, like you can see the old buildings and stuff like that. But go to the Space Museum, best space museum in Europe. I mean, honestly, outside of the Smithsonian, but they have the Smithsonian in DC with the U.S. space stuff, and the Deutsches Museum in Germany. Those are probably the three best like space museums out there. So, and thank you for the super chat, my friend. Have a great trip.
I got a couple I want to do real quick. Adam W77, when you get home from Kansas, you have to say, I've got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Well done.
Touche, my friend, touche.
Alex Schambach, any U.S. content to look forward to with our 250th birthday?
Yes. So we will be having a lot of U.S. stuff. Like this year, we have a lot of U.S. stuff already planned. We're going to do things all over. So we're going back to New York, a bunch in Georgia. We've got New Orleans. We've got California, a bunch of stuff in the Midwest. But we're going to have stuff for the 250th. So you're going to see a ton of USA stuff in the summertime. Route 66 has its 100th anniversary. So we're going to do a bunch of those. Like we're going to do some Route 66 stuff. So we have that coming out. So what else? There's going to be, I'm going to do some more Detroit. We're going back. We're going to Michigan, filming up there, and going to give.
I'm so excited.
Give Detroit the love it needs because Detroit is not the Detroit of 20 years ago. So we're gonna have that.
So I can't wait to see Ford's museum.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of US stuff, and it's funny because like obviously our Europe videos are our biggest ones. People watch those the most, and then it's Europe, then the US, and then everything else we do. Let's look together. But like, so they'll definitely go up for the 250th anniversary.
Colangelo Scholars, what's the best off the beaten path experience in Venice? There isn't one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there is.
There are. But really, truly, when you are wandering around Venice, it's packed everywhere. You kind of like it's.
Well, it is, especially if you follow the main path. But if you go a little bit off, you'll get lost, but you get unlost very quickly.
Yeah, it's like a rabbit swarm, but all things meet.
Things meet back. So it's very hard to have your own thing. I will say, if you're going to go like the Murano Islands, glass factory, do not take a tour. Just go on your own so you can see the thing on your own and leave. Because otherwise, all those tours just keep you in the gift shop for like an hour.
You spend more time in the damn gift shop than you do watching the actual glass stuff, and you can go and do them on your own. But I feel like the islands are kind of like Murano and like that area. It's less people.
Mm-hmm. T-Bones, we actually loved LA. Was 6 years ago. Or Latin America. Well, Latin America, actually, I love Latin America. We always love traveling there, but also LA. when I went there the first time, I was like, I don't know. But after I was there a few days, I fell in love with it. I had such a good time when I was there. I have a lot of friends there now, and so it's like and they're like, hey, come for the Olympics. You can stay with us. So Lee is like, you gotta stay.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and then we have the World Cup. So we were at Copa America in Kansas City game 2 years ago, and I filmed the first part of the Don'ts the World Cup. One thing I want to tell you, whatever game you go to, buy the souvenirs right away you want because they sell out and they don't bring any more.
Ammo
23486. What are the top 3 trips for your first time in South America? Really interested in Uruguay, but I need to hit Peru or Machu Picchu first.
Peru is probably the one that we would give you anyway.
That's what I recommend first.
Uruguay was it's pretty simple and easy to do. Like I felt
it's
very
super
comfortable.
Safe.
Yeah.
But if I was going for tourism, like, wow, Uruguay would not be on my top 3.
Except for the Tanat wine.
Yeah, the Tanat wine's awesome.
And really, I would just go there and drink all.
And the steak sandwiches. Oh, and French fries with mushroom sauce on top when you're drinking beer with friends. That's a great thing to do in Uruguay.
So I would say Peru. These are mine, and mine are maybe different than other people's.
Yeah.
Peru, Brazil. Brazil, you need to learn a little Portuguese. That'll help a lot. And then Ecuador.
For the ecotourism, Ecuador is great.
Yeah, Ecuador is, I don't know what their situation is at the moment. You know, like if it's safe or not, but I really loved all the things that we did and saw. Now it's spritz. Oh, wow.
Yeah. For me, if I would go specific, if I would go like, she's doing more broad, more specific, I go Cusco and Machu Picchu in Peru, 1. Ouro Preto in Brazil, 2. And then 3, Cartagena in Colombia. Those would be the 3. And then 4 would be Buenos Aires. So those would be like the top 4 places I would go in South America. Yeah, fresh fruit, salads. When I love good fruits and stuff, but you're right. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to pass on it. We have friends that have gone to, like our buddy Chris. He was working in Chile, and they were out. Like he works on farms and stuff, so he's out in the middle of nowhere. And they had steak, and the guys, they're like, "Oh, would you like a salad with it?" He's like, "No." The other 2 guys did. They were so bad, they literally themselves while they were sleeping because they were in such bad shape. They had to get like flown out.
Who was this?
Chris's buddies on one of his trips.
Oh, shnikes. Yeah. That's horrible. I remember that story. Mm-hmm. Speaking of him, he's in Rwanda right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know. I told him to go to that the Guardians Village where they married us.
That'd be cool.
We got married in Rwanda. Yep. That was our third wedding.
Third wedding, yep.
Third wedding.
Thanks for your travel tips. They are always very helpful. Love from Vienna. Dankeschön. Thanks, Jens. I appreciate that, buddy. Ooh. Eric, you're going to be down in Australia for New Year's 2027. Excited, but don't know what to expect. Dude, the people are freaking hilarious. Like, honestly, Australians, every single one is a comedian. They can't help it. It's just like they're born with that comedic kind of stuff. It's hilarious. You're going to love it, buddy. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh. Eagle B, thank you very much for the super chat. Think about going to Fiji this year. Any recommendations, accommodation recommendations that won't break the bank? Only have about 5 days. I have never been to Fiji. I cannot give you any solid things.
I wish the gals were on here. Do they have a video?
They might. If you look up the Gallivanting Gals, they did stuff from Fiji years ago, and they had some pretty good advice. And they're solid. They're solid stuff. We trust their stuff. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, anytime you're doing an island, like this is just general island things, accommodation is always going to be expensive. And I mean, Fiji's safe, so you're not really worried about that. But like, that's one of those things on the islands. Like you're paying for like the safety kind of stuff because the views are all beautiful. It's just the extra stuff you want with it and what you can live without. Because if they're gonna have you, we're gonna give you like the charcuterie board every day. Some of those things you don't need. You go for the ones that have a little bit less stuff. In Fiji, you can hit the beach and do a lot of stuff even without like having it on property. So it should be okay.
Okay. Patty Hernandez. Hi, Mark and Jocelyn. Are the Flix buses in Italy safe? I cannot book trains in advance as I'll be traveling standby to Italy in July.
So Patty, you will love this on January. Let me confirm the date, but I believe it's January 10th. I have my don'ts of taking the buses in Europe video. And the fun part is I was taking the Flixbus around when I was filming. And Flixbus is great. Like it's not like taking nothing against Greyhound in the US, but taking a Flixbus when you're in Europe is a lot nicer.
I also want to say this, that Patty, if you are there, once you get to Italy, booking even just a couple days in advance will be, you can sometimes get cheaper stuff even just a few days in advance. Like we often will get first class seats. We do it about a week or so. So depending on how long you're there, you may be able to still book stuff in advance. We'll get the first class seats for less than the regular seats are sometimes. And that's like 7 to 10 days in advance. July's a little iffier because it's very busy then. But FlixBuses are fine.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, don't write off the trains entirely.
Yeah, there's like blah, blah car. Like there's a lot. And Patty, it is January 10th at 7 a.m. Chicago time is when it is scheduled to release. It's already edited and uploaded, so it's ready to go. James, have you ever been tempted to go to super remote locations like Pitcairn Islands? Yes, I have been very tempted. However,
but we haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it because some of those ones, like, oh yeah, they have the weekly ferry that comes in from someplace. That's it. So that I might go crazy because I don't do good at like that being like stuck in one place. So
no, really, he can't even talk on the phone without moving around the entire house. The sports report with EB. This is Eric. Got to switch accounts to give y'all a double thumbs up.
Thanks, Eric. Love you, buddy.
Hey, and literally, if y'all are into sports, you should really check out Eric's sports stuff. I love the things he has to say, and I think that he's very fair. He even speaks kindly of my jogs on occasion.
No. Adam says, I've been rooting for Detroit to succeed again. I'm glad if it's doing better than 20 years ago. It is.
The one right below that.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
I love you too. Oh, I see. My wife is obsessed with hitting the Shetland Islands on our trip to Scotland. Have you been? Yes. So I have a love and hates, shocks, don'ts of Shetland. I have fun with Shetland stuff. So it's my mom's family from Shetland Islands. Like we went and saw the graves. We saw the homes. We took a ferry to a ferry to a ferry to get out to this little island out in the middle of nowhere. And it was so funny because we went to like the local museum and they knew our family. And they're like, oh yeah, and this guy was a jerk. And we're like, oh, and like, what's your name? And oh no, that's the uncle. So you on this side. And they're like, that was your house down there because the uncle was a total jerk, and he would have the staff he'd hold up, and if your have was above his staff, he'd have your house torn down. I'm like, dang. So I'm like, and it's like 150, 200 years ago. Like, there's still a lot of bitterness, but it is great. No trees at all. I will say fog can make it tough to leave, like fly out or fly in. So be aware of that. So do be aware of that one. But yeah, so yeah, you'll love that. It's worth going to. Sorry, which one did you want?
I didn't. I was just moving it up because it had stuck, and I knew that we probably have 400 messages under there.
So Jewish Pickles. I live in Southern California. I'm leaving the country for the World Cup. I'm thinking of visiting England to watch the games at the pubs.
That's fun.
I will be honest with you. I've had so much fun watching World Cup games around the world, especially if you're in the country when that country is playing. So I studied in Argentina. Argentina was in the games, and it was like we were having a great time watching the match. They went to the semifinals that year. For that, we were in Belgium. I took students, like one of our excursions, like we're going to the local square to watch the World Cup. Okay, and so we all went, and so Belgium was playing, and it was like, and we just all had such a great time because everybody gets crazy. But I will tell you, I was in Brazil, and Brazil went out of the World Cup in horrible fashion. And literally, they lost. I think they lost to. I didn't lose to Switzerland. They lost to. I was with a Swiss guy watching it, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, we need to go because you're Swiss." I don't remember they lost to, but I was like, "We need to go because it's not going to be good for us." Because
take your shirt off, turn it inside out.
We need to go. Like, and so we go, and I got him on his metro because this guy would get robbed like every day in Brazil. I'm like, "Dude, you got to stop dressing like this." And so I got him on his metro and got him out. And I'm trying to get the bus, and the bus driver, and Brazil hadn't lost yet, but they were about to lose. Bus drivers were literally, they were flicking me off, like, I'm not picking you up. And they're like mad at me. And I'm like, I literally had to wait till
it wasn't even the US.
No, it wasn't the US. It was just because it was, it's like a European nation. And so, and then when the bus finally picked me up because Brazilians were there, they got them, and you could just see the entire nation, like heart was broken. When I got off the bus by my place, all the World Cup gear that was up, the restaurants, people are tearing it down, like all the bad words and everything. So
I think
it's an experience.
You're gonna have a great time.
So best language to learn. The one that will pay off the most when you go, I will be honest with you, is French. because that's like a little done. But what I will say, if you know you're going to go to some little country, learning a little bit of the language in that country you're going to go to, like I can't tell you, I lived in Lithuania, I spoke Lithuanian, I learned it, and people would just stop and be like, "You're a foreigner, you speak Lithuanian." I drank so much free stuff everywhere. I've got it in France too, but I think the French is one where it's going to pay off, so you get more stuff out of it. Italy also is a really fun one. It's fun to learn out there. But you're right, English is the default one. But any plans to go to Seattle? We have videos from there. I've been there. I actually like Seattle. I like Seattle better than Vancouver. I don't know why people give all the love to Vancouver. It's fine. Seattle's better. So, Jill, thank you very much. Love your channel. It's very nice of you. Let's see. Oh yeah, Guayaquil is not the safest place. That is true. That is not the safest place to go.
Right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Eric, considering you in Argentina, Buenos Aires and Mendoza. Fun fact, I fell in love with wine in Mendoza. And Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal. I don't see there's a problem. I think these are great trips.
Lisbon and Porto.
Lisbon, Porto. Oh, yeah, great trips. One in spring and one in fall. Any recommendation for which season? Okay, so how late in the fall?
So it's opposite in Argentina, right? So keep that in mind. So if you're going there in
spring, I would do spring for both. So I would do
Argentina
Lisbon,
in the U.S. fall.
Buenos Aires, Lisbon. Mendoza, fall.
Right.
Or spring. Fall U.S. time, and do the Lisbon Porto there. But the thing is, you can do either one because the weather in both places are going to be fine. So you're going to be okay. Because
yes.
It's going to find either way. Yeah.
American fall in Argentina. So like go in September, October, whatever. And then Portugal, March, April. Weather will be lovely in Portugal at that time.
Just love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your travels and tips. I used to travel in the U.S. and Europe, but not since 2019 due to COVID, immunocompromised. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. How's Europe for COVID meds, countries to avoid? So if you're immunocompromised, I would recommend like Scandinavia because you have less. Actually, this is going to sound Scandinavia and Eastern Europe because you have a lot less tourists that are going there. Scandinavia also a lot cleaner things are up there. You're not as worried about that. A lot of stuff too for immunocompromised. They're going to have things to help you out. So that's cool. Eastern Europe, the reason why I suggest that one is because there's significantly less tourists that are there, and people are very happy that tourists are there, so they're much more accommodating. So
and there's also like a lot of space in those places. You're not going to be like squashed into cities as much.
Yeah.
I mean, you will be if you're like in Bucharest, right? But like there are a lot of really wonderful places like where there's like more air to breathe.
So, Jill, can you recommend a place in the Caribbean, very uncommercial, just for a quiet getaway for 3 days? So, if you want quiet, do nothing, Turks and Caicos, it's not as commercial because you don't have as many people coming up to you that try to sell you stuff like in Jamaica or Bahamas. Because Bahamas is too commercial. Like with Turks, like it really is like do nothing and repeat.
But we went to the Caymans and we were there in off season just a bit, and we had a great time because there's a lot of things to do and see. We rented a car and we just sort of drove all around. And there was a lot so that if you want to do more than just lie on the beach or in your hotel room, you've got a lot of things to choose from.
Yep. Another city I've thought about going is Coimbra in Portugal, the Quebra Costas, the backbreaker hill. Yeah, it's a long walk up. It looks very beautiful. It doesn't have the crowds. Yeah, it doesn't have the crowds, but it's small. Like it's a university town. So it literally is just a day. It's a day trip.
It's hours.
Go to the library when you're there though at the university. It's incredible, but it's a day kind of thing.
But like Evora.
Yeah, Evera's a great day trip.
Evora is a lovely day trip too.
And all these, here's the thing, day trip places are great for one night because since it's such a day trip place, it empties out at 5 o'clock. So you have the city yourself and you really get to enjoy the restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Oh, this is good. Eric B. Flixbus in the EU is much better than Flixbus in the US. Yes, so true. S-Lana makes a good point. Yes, please understand everyone, the 44 countries in Europe, there's not one big country. There are countries that use the euro and those that don't. Yeah. And that's one thing is I feel bad because I have to do the generalizations because people are like Europe and it's not just Americans. This is from all over the world. Like it's Europe, just like it's America, just like it's, Asia. And so it's really important everywhere you go. Language, food, people, very different. But I will say something that anywhere you go in the world, if you're a good tourist, a kind, patient tourist, people get nice for you anywhere. We were in China, we were in, we were in Colombia, we were in, I'm trying to think of a city with C, Chicago, everybody, if you're a kind tourist, truisms
that are
everywhere.
Just naturally universal, right?
Eggland, thank you again for the super chat. Fiji is expensive. Think about New Zealand instead, but the issue is that 5 days isn't a lot for New Zealand. Yeah, so many places. Okay, so with New Zealand, there's a lot of really good. Oh, I was just watching my buddy. I'm having a brain fart right now.
I don't know if I pour you more
anyway,
Prosecco, will that
so
help?
yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, hey, the podcast is live now, by the way, but we'll keep going here. So Fiji is New Zealand. So when you're going to go there, you're going to choose between the two. You're not going to be able to do both islands. You need to look and see what really like. Do you want to see the cities, or do you want to like?
It's only 5 days.
It's only 5 days. Like it's 5 days of just exploring like the Hobbit Trail. Like you're going to have to focus on one of those. What I would probably do, look at maybe renting a camper van or RV kind of thing and drive, and so you can stay in the.
We had some friends do that, and there's actually a lot of people rent from the south and go to the north, or vice versa, and so it was half the price going the opposite way. Wait, people go north to south, so if you rent in the south and take it back to the north, it's actually a lot cheaper. So if you do that.
Jim and Arian, thank you very much for the super chat. Any travel plans with mom and dad? So we were going to go. Thank you for the super chat. That is very nice of you. You guys are too nice to us, and we really appreciate it. So I know we were going to go to Germany, but we had to cancel last minute because we had ice and snow here. And with my parents, I was like, I don't want to take any chances. And like, I think with my parents, with my dad, we're going to be doing like it's going to be like local U.S. stuff, like for a weekend kind of thing. I mean, he's in his 80s now, so. You got to be realistic with that. My mom and I will probably do a few things. So we're going to do some stuff together, like some domestic stuff. But I think we'll probably end up doing some kind of like quick trip. That's why I was asking about the like quick like jaunts over to Ireland or something. So we could take my dad, we can rent a car, drive around so we can see the stuff and kind of relax and do that. So, but like he can't do like 2 weeks abroad.
Ireland specifically is really good for people who don't have a ton of mobility. I think that's a really big thing. So. We went for the food. Lower cost areas of Italy. Thoughts on Sicily? Thinking about doing the ferry train from the Italian mainland.
It's fun. I've done it.
I think the Boot Heel. So like Puglia, that area is a really good.
Over here is Sicily.
I know, but
I was doing it for them.
Oh, okay. Lower cost areas. I feel like our euros went a lot further. We were in Bari and Poliano Amare and Alberobello. That was the cutest little town, y'all. And then Metra. Why can't I ever say that?
I always mess it up, so maybe I messed it up.
Maybe we're both messing it up. So anyway, I feel like those places where people just aren't going as much, you know?
Yeah. But I will say with Sicily, remember Sicily, the Romans use it as a bread box. So there's no Roman rooms. It's actually the temples you see in like the Valley temples are actually Greek temples.
Greeks.
But there is some nice things to see, but it's definitely a lot less people that are there. So if you're used to like the Italy of, lots of churches and museums kind of stuff, you don't have that when you go to Sicily. So be aware of that. Digi6716, have you heard about the potential new U.S. ESTA visa rules for tourists? Yes. So this is one thing that's been flying all over the internet for the last few days. They talked about potentially making it you had to give your last 5 years of social media to the government. And I've talked and I've seen stuff from actual border agents talking about this. And they're like, first off, if you have to get an H-1 visa or HB visa, whatever, if you're from a country where you need a visa to go to the U.S., you already have to do that. Okay. Same thing for other places going out. The thing is, this as they said, it's a potential thing. They proposed it. It has not been like
it's not real yet.
It's not real yet. So it hasn't been finals. And what you have to realize about the greatness of bureaucracy is they propose it now, then it's like a year before they figure out what they want to do, and then another year till they try to implement it, then they get postponed. So even if they do put the social media thing in, it's going to be a little bit till it's going to be with the ESTA program. So there's that. So I wouldn't be worried about it for like this summer, but maybe in the future it could be something. And I will say, when it comes to these, it's not a visa, it's a pre-clearance, as I'll tell you, for ETIS at ESTA. With those things, it usually goes reciprocity. So if a country does it to your country is going to do it to them. So if the U.S. does do this, I wouldn't be surprised if foreign travelers coming to Europe that need the ETIS in the later of 2026, they'll probably have to do that too. So But if they have to do that, that's a whole nother system that has to go in, and it takes so long to implement that stuff. So.
Obviously, like look at how long it has taken for all of these things that are being implemented right now. It's taken, like we've been talking about some of these things for like 3-4 years, and they're just now kind of hitting the trail. So
Garrett, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend.
Garrett.
Mark and Jocelyn, I'm trying to plan a trip to Finland. Yes. Yeah. Kula. That's yes and yeah in Finnish. We're going there this year again. My old FES buddy. Any suggestion on when I visit?
Not winter. No, I'm actually you can't go in winter. It would be lovely.
Honestly, I would go if you can go like midsummer for June. Like midsummer's great. But honestly, so I live there, so I'm very biased. But you can enjoy it anytime. But I will tell you, November sucks because it's dark and cold and wet and not necessarily snow. I would not go October, November. Do not do that. The best months obviously is June, July, August. But the mosquitoes will eat you alive, so be careful with that. I would say like if you can go in June, that's when I would go. Like, and especially because June, midsummer is a very big holiday there, so it's a really fun time. You'll have a good time when you're there for that. That's what I say. Okay.
Do I stay with him?
Do I stay with him? Yeah, the Finns are very practical, so they might be like, you should stay here. But I would only if they ask you to. Finns love their privacy and their solidarity. No, their solitude. Solitude. There it is. Thank you for the English. I appreciate that.
Thank you for all the languages speak.
Yeah. We're a team. Yin yang. You're Laverne. I'm Shirley. It's great. But that's one thing is like if he's your friend, you probably know he'll talk your ear off forever, then not talk to you for like 10 hours because they didn't have anything. They're not going to waste time on talking. So it might be good to look at things. Look at that.
Always remember, efficient visitors go bad after 3 days.
Yeah. So what we'll do sometimes with our friends, we'll stay like, hey, but I'm going to get my own place. Then no, you stay with me. Like, hey, I'd say what? I've already booked. Like, let's say you're going to go for a week, right? And you're like, okay, you're going to stay with us. Like, oh, well, I've already booked this hotel, and you can get the free refund. We say, I can't get the refund. Like, but we'll stay there, and then I'll stay with you because sometimes it's better to have both because your friend might have to work, other things. So that's what I do. But you have a good time. In terms of going, thanks to Helsinki is the capital. It's always worth seeing to go see in the islands there. Turku, the old capital. I love that's where I used to live going there. Go up to like by Tampere and the lake. It's not Tampere itself, but like the lake district. So cool there. But you want to go if you go out of the islands, the archipelago, it's fantastic. Sauna.
You said archipelago correctly.
Thanks.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Y'all.
Anyway, Garrett, I appreciate you. Thank you. Kelly wants to know, is Copenhagen or Oslo a good city and area for a first-time road trip? Yes, but I would definitely go Copenhagen over Oslo. Like in my expensive cities in Europe that maybe aren't the ones you should go to the first time there because they might not be worth it on the first time, Oslo's like number one on the list.
So in other words, he's saying just go to Copenhagen.
Go to Copenhagen. Oslo's cool. I liked Oslo, but for how expensive it is, I would rather go to Stockholm or Copenhagen, hands down, before I go to Oslo. But we're going back to Oslo this year to film. So I would do that. Copenhagen is a good city to base out of. And Oslo, you can do a lot of stuff from there. But if I was choosing between the two, Copenhagen wins. And thank you very much for the super chat.
Yes, thanks.
Clayton, also thank you for the super chat. Have a new year to your family. As someone who has severe anxiety with traveling, do you have any tips for navigating busier cities? Okay, so you want me to start or you want me to start?
I mean, I have severe anxiety with getting on a plane, and certain large spaces, like at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. I just avoid that area. So navigating busier cities. So go out early in the morning. That's a big thing for me.
Also great to film.
So, just try to do things early. And then like maybe have your big meal as your lunch meal, and then kind of like pull in if it's like a large city where nightlife is a big thing, just get home early and keep yourself on a schedule. I find for me that scheduling things and like kind of knowing, okay, we're going to be home by 10 o'clock every night. Then I have this idea that I'm going to have this quiet time for myself. That is helpful to me. Mm-hmm. I don't have trouble with cities, generally speaking, unless it's like I said, the bottom of the Eiffel Tower where it's like stupid crowded. But like, I don't know, 50 meters from there is this little tiny park. And so I can sit in this little tiny like play area while my kids play, and I can sit and just enjoy being at the Eiffel Tower without being in the crowd. So wherever the crowd is, know that 2 blocks away, you've got something that is not that, and you can probably still see some of those giant things. And also timed tickets will help you because
you don't have the line to wait in.
Yeah, avoid lines where you're able.
And Clayton, this is a really good question. I actually wrote it on my list of videos to film, so I'm going to research that before my next trip, and I'm going to put together a video on that because that's really good stuff. Another thing I would recommend, your accommodation choice is going to be important because if you need to kind of get away, you want to be more central. Don't stay out in the suburbs. Don't stay out of the center. Stay in the center. I know it's busier, but when you're in a hotel room, you're away from it all. But just so you have that kind of like safe space to go back to if you do have like anxiety attack or something like that. So,
and also talk to your doctor. Also, here's a weird thing that I do. I have an acupuncturist that I see sometimes, and there's a little spot like right here, and I can find mine immediately, and I just kind of tap my head. But listen.
I'm not saying that.
You feel free to go talk to an acupuncturist or your doctor or whatever, because they can give you things and kind of helps.
Jay Sack, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for taking my question on COVID. I will go to Scandinavia and Eastern Europe. Yes. Was on my bucket list. Good. Love you guys so much. Thanks. Thank you so much. This is where we love to help people out. We love to help you out. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Nick, I live in Ireland, but bizarrely, I always check your videos before I visit different Irish towns. Like I said, trust me. Nick, that is the best. That's the best. I need to pin that on every video I have. That is the best thing. Thank you, my friend.
That's really cool.
Let's see. This one?
Yeah. I'm proud of you for this.
SL4193, glad to hear about the podcast. Looking forward to enjoying even more Walter's World content. Yeah, so it is live. So when we finish this, you can go on over and take a listen. Remember, it's our first one. So it'll be better. But it's one of those things that we're just trying out to those.
That one too. RJ Flores. In terms of seeing
spectacular nature.
Do you both have a favorite place you've both visited? Iceland. For nature, Iceland's definitely high on the list for me, and also Tanzania and Rwanda. Rwanda was more the people.
Tanzania,
the nature.
The Valley of Humanity, or whatever it's called. The Crescent of Humanity.
No, that's not what it's called. You know what we're talking about, y'all? Look it up.
Yeah, it's
I can't get the
literally the continent is splitting, and there's a valley underneath. It's just amazing.
That was one of the coolest places I've ever stayed to.
That is the coolest place we've ever stayed.
Oh my gosh. The showers that were outside, they were like totally private, but you could see out oh my gosh. What is that called? It's on a big plateau or on the tippy top of it. It's where they found the first humans, right?
Yep. RJ Flores, continuing on. Mark, you're right about the Danes. I concur that when I was in Copenhagen, the Danes didn't care about my existence. Nope. It took a few days to accept it, but in the end, I had no choice. But that's really so funny. True. And it was so funny because when I was filming my old Danish video and I was talking about this Danish guy came up and he goes, "Thank you," because that's exactly how it is. I don't know you. I don't care about you. And thank you for telling people to leave us alone. It was like awesome. The guy's like, that is 100%. I wish it was still filming because I had stopped the filming. I'm like, if I could have that with a dude be like, yes, it's so true.
I had that Danish friend. Do you remember the woman in
You're
Lisbon?
very welcome. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, don't fall for the braces camp pretty much anywhere. Yep. Ooh. Trip booked this year. Nice. We've been to Oktoberfest before, but only one day hop over from Venice. Anything to know since we'll be staying longer this time? So for Venice, Rome, or Munich?
A one-day hop over from Venice. Looks like they're just going to Munich for a day, or Rome,
or is it just to see more stuff in Venice?
Sure, we don't know what you're asking.
Yeah, I'll say maybe there's no. Sorry, I would say okay. So if you only had a day in Venice, one thing I'd say is get your tickets and go to the Ducal Palace, which is right next to the Basilica San Marco, and go in Basilica San Marco. Those two things you got to go see right there, and then just wander. Like you're gonna have a good time. Let's see. So there's a conversation we missed on here.
I know, right?
So because they're talking about the scams and stuff.
People, and we do have a lot of scam videos on a lot of different cities and countries. So go ahead. So, where hasn't Mark lived in Scandinavia?
Or in Norway. So
Mark's
Let's see.
special.
Okay, I got to stop doing RJ Flores. You got two good questions.
Good questions. Thank
Mark,
you.
only one day you'll do a video of my hometown, Manchester. I promise we have more tourist attractions like Liverpool, a beautiful John Rivens Library, and Old Trafford Stadium, of course. Yeah, so I have buddies in Liverpool. They're like, you got to come. And they're like, you dare go to Manchester on this trip. I'm like, all right. So I went to Chester instead of Manchester. Because I was scared. Those Scousers, man, you got to be careful.
Here. Up, 2, 3. Hang on. Right there. On the go with YOLO. Question. What area would you recommend staying when visiting Rome? Would you say it's ideal to do day trips to Florence and Tuscany? So I would do more than a day. Like, you need 2 full days in Florence, really, to see the things you need to see properly. Tuscany, still, I would do an overnight there. It wouldn't just be like one day. So when visiting Rome, we have literally stayed all over. We've stayed in the suburbs. We have stayed by the train station. We have stayed next to Piazza. What's the Fiori? I mean, we just have stayed all over the place. Quite frankly, Rome and the things you want to see in Rome are so compact that it almost doesn't matter. I kind of just get whatever suits our needs at that time. If we are traveling with friends, if it's just us, if it's, me and one of my girlfriends or whatever, you have different needs for different trips, and good price is always part of that. Read all the, God bless, what is wrong with my brain today?
Out of the half bottle of Prosecco you drank?
No, I feel like I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant.
Yeah, we're not a family channel. We're not doing. I was on a call with some YouTubers. They're like, I do a family channel. It seems like the only way to get your channel up again is if you have a baby. And I'm like, dude, that's not. Babies aren't content, man. Don't do.
I don't. No. It's just my. It's like
we're just gonna move
brain.
on. We'll just move on to another question because it's just
okay.
Anyway, so next.
Read the comments.
Very nice. I actually trust your opinion because when it reports the place I've been to, where I'm from, I usually agree with everything you say.
Aww,
Thank you,
nice.
Sylvia. That is very
you.
nice of you. Yeah, T-Bones. I live in Company for 10 years. I felt that.
That is not T-Bones.
Yes, it is.
T-B-O-N-C-Z.
T-Bones.
There's no E.
T-Bones.
I have my T-Bone.
Yeah, but it's like a license plate. You got to say it the right way. T-Bones.
But then you don't say the C.
That's why this is Saria hyphen Pilops. See? You just got it rolls off the tongue.
I love you
Hi,
so
Sarah.
much.
We might go to Billund when we're there this time, when we go up there. So we have a couple extra days. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with them. So Billund is one of the things we might be going to see. Have you got a background in teaching? Yes, I'm a professor. I'm actually Dr. Mark Walters. So yes.
He has won teaching awards literally all over the world.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So Jinx Photon, they're going to October. They've only been Oktoberfest, so they went before or after events. Okay, so for Munich, for more than a day, there's the Pinotex, there's the Altus, Modernus, and the main art museums are fantastic. The Residence is great to go to, but the Deutsches Museums, the best science museum in Europe, is there. You got to go to one of the beer halls, have a good time when you're there for that. Like, they're just, even though they're touristy, they're well worth doing. And then if you're going to do a day trip, I would do the 1.5-hour local train that takes you to Salzburg, Austria. That's what you should do. So that's my thing.
Northamptonshire, right there. What is that?
Northamptonshire, Squires and Spires. Yes, it's beautiful there. That is beautiful. That is true. Okay. All right.
It is T-Bone. Son of a biscuit.
Oh, look. I'm right. You're wrong.
Somebody said something about it. A new baby. There is no new baby. I'm not. I don't have that much energy anymore.
All right. You're failing fast. Okay, so we'll wrap it up. It's been 2 hours on here. I appreciate y'all being on. Celebrate the new year. Excited for the new stuff coming. We got the podcast that's now live, so you can finish this and go listen to the podcast. Actually, the one here on YouTube is a visual, so there's you see us talking. There's stuff on there. Jocelyn's not in that one, but my bud Shebs and I are doing that. So we have those monthly, at least monthly. Might do some extra ones too, but we're going to go more in depth in topics. You're going to see shorts coming.
I am right.
No, you don't know your own name. No, you don't know your name. Anyway, I just picture T-Bones as a rapper. That's all I see. But we'll have a lot more shorts coming out on all the platforms just to get I know not everyone likes the shorts and the vertical videos. I understand that. But there's so much bad information out there. I feel obligated to do stuff to try to help better. So we'll have that. We're going to do more videos weekly as well. So probably for the foreseeable future, we're going to keep on. Well, I know for like March, April, May, June, July, August, we're going to have Sunday videos as well, not just Wednesday and Saturday, but also Sunday. If I get enough things edited beforehand, I'm going to keep doing the Sundays as well. So we're going to have more stuff out there to help people travel better. So we'll have more stuff there. And then probably when we get into the travel season, we'll put out lots more tip videos and stuff to get you all ready to go. But we will be doing lots more videos, more lives this year to help people be able to travel better.
And ask us questions.
And ask
directly.
us questions, so it's a little bit easier out
on
there.
That, Caroline, DM me on like Instagram. Tell me what you want. Like people tell me more Jocelyn videos. Well, I'm camera shy, so send me what you want. Oh, that's so cute.
Well, because
John,
this is because he's a member, so when it shows up on there, it has our pictures on there. So.
I got it. So anyway, if ladies, if there are specific things that you want addressed for female travelers, please DM me on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to do it, at Jocelyn Walters World. And then I can get to work on those, because I don't always know what people want, and I don't want to. I get so much trash from trolls. Like Mark and I can say the exact same thing and I will get trashed and he will not. So I'm hesitant. So please tell me what you want really, truly, and I will get that done.
Yeah. And if you want. Oh, thank you. This is my first time seeing a live video for y'all. Loved it. Glad to confirm Jocelyn. Yes, she is. She's very Greek Orthodox.
Yep.
I put in, so it's at Jocelyn Walters World on Instagram, and then her channel is Honest Travel Network.
Although there's a lot of Mark on there too.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Caroline, I'm great with twins. I'll need travel tips for babies eventually. We have some of those from back in the day, because babies haven't changed too much.
I think, you know what? It really doesn't change.
Yeah, they still pee and poop just like they did back in the early 2000s, the 2010s.
Millennia, we have been doing it the same way. So we'll help you with that. Thanks,
Ajay Flores. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all be good. Thank you. Nico, loved your videos about Europe. I'm about to head to a local cafe to enjoy New Year's. Awesome. Wait, I live in America. Everything is closed. Oh, you had me there. It was going so well. You go watch football, I guess. We have that. Anyway,
Mount Athos guide for females.
Yeah.
You just don't
You don't get to go. You don't get to go. So anyway, I wish you all a fantastic new year, and I look forward to fun travels this year. Lots of videos. So keep watching, keep sharing, and keep traveling well. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Bye.